see where we're at. Where we at? Let me let everybody know that I'm streaming. Good times coming up. Forever Rain saying hello. 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 We need a necklace mold. I know where necklace molds are. Let's get I don't know, let's just get like, I don't know, 100 law runes. You know, we got air runes. I think we're good there. Let's get some, you know, I don't know, like 500. Let's do like 1,000. Let's do another 500 of those. Let's get some water runes, I guess. 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 of those. 50 fires. And some earth runes. Get 50 of those. Okay. And why not as well? A couple of items here. There's this and this. Okay. And then it looks like I need some shrimp, some salmon. Ring molds, necklace mold. Ring mold. Hello. Looks like people are showing up. Hello, everybody. Hello. We need 2 rubies. No, I think I just need a regular ruby. 1, 2. 2 rubies. Pickaxes. Pickaxe. Swordfish. Swordfish. Get the swordfish. Get a bath. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Do I have... I don't think I have enough basses. Cooked bass? Cooked? No. Why does it say I have basses, but I don't have a bass? Let's take this raw bass and cook it. Cook it at the range. Hello, everybody. Okay, we are taking calls. Phone number 202-998-5218. I'm not doing the fishing thing, but we are playing some RuneScape, I would suppose, while we wait for some calls. Hopefully we get some good ones. Let's open up Notepad. I'm doing some questing. Questing in RuneScape. Did you guys see my trans people deserve to be in sports? Did you guys see that? I hope you guys did. See the tuna, salmon. Take 1 salmon and scramps. We need the scramps. Okay, and then we just need to get that necklace mold. So let's go get that real quick. We're going to go to Falador. Falador. Let's see. Donnie Apocalypse says, I see you have dropped the liberal. Did the commies get to you? Yep, it does appear that they got to me. I was like calling myself a liberal, and then George Soros called and he was just like, First Amendment, listen. I'm like 100. Can you just call yourself a progressive? Let's see. Smile Parrot says, what was the take? I didn't see it. Yeah, I believe that trans women deserve to be in women's sports. This is a very unpopular position to hold. Most people look at me and go like, wow, you're an insane person. But I promise you, I thought this through. I did. But we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, more than happy to hear you out. Let's go through it. Right now, we're just kind of playing some old school RuneScape. I'm trying to get myself a necklace mold, but I think in order to get into the crafting guild, I need to have, what is it, an apron? I think I need this apron. Give me this apron. I'm going to wear a brown apron. Let's see. Oh, hi, Bebbers. Hi, Bebbers. We're waiting for calls, everybody. Oh my gosh, please do not spill on myself. Jeez. That has happened many times. All right, let's take a look here. If I go up here, there should be a necklace mold lying around. There it is. Necklace mold. It's mine. You're mine. We got the necklace mold, y'all. All right, so at least one dose of an anti-poison or super anti-poison. Let's go do that. Here, we'll go to Falador super quick. Where do we start this at, by the way? We gotta beat a level 170 creature in the wilderness? That's not good. Talk to in Southeast Varrock. Okay, let's just go Varrock real quick. Okay, we need to hit up the bank. Get ourselves an anti-poison. Hopefully I don't have to do anything in the wilderness. I mean, I'm gonna have to, I guess. I should probably remove all my good stuff and just like remove all this good shit. Just remove this stuff. And then we'll just do this regular, I guess. Yeah, we're just gonna deposit all this good stuff. And then we need to have an anti-poison. Here we go. Anti-poison. I got anti-poisons. Where you at, anti-poison? Let's take off that ring of recoil notifier. Boop. Okay. Probably a good idea to take political donations from Soros. He does make his money destroying countries' economies. Oh, man. Nobody tell him. That dude has been like the boogeyman of like Republicans for the longest time. Just because he's rich and funds Democrats. All right, let's take a look here. We gotta talk to Hello, my name is of the noble family Fitzarmon. Why would you live in a dump like this? Here, we're just gonna skip ahead of this because there's a lot of dialogue in this game. We want one thing, man. We want cooking gauntlets. That's what we want. I don't care about nothing other than them cooking gauntlets. We got to talk to Caleb and Catherby. Catherby, here we go. Gonna go this direction. Gonna go this direction. What the fuck? I didn't give a notification. How long has this show been running? We just started. Hello. I should probably let everybody know that I'm streaming. At everyone. Streaming live and taking calls. Hell yeah. Oh boy. Looks like we got somebody that's doing a scam here. I gotta ban him. 7 days. Suspicious or spam account banned. Done. He's gone. Okie dokie. Schmoky. We need cooking gauntlets. Why? Because I have 2,000 raw shark and I don't want to waste raw shark for no reason. Are you Caleb? Bomb, 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 bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. Okay, talk to Caleb. I got all the fish. Okay, now what? Talk to Caleb and Catherby once more. Oh, hello, Dr. Doom.
How's it going, dude?
Come in here to have a convo?
Sure, yeah. Are you streaming on YouTube right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube.
Perfect. Let other people hear the wisdom too.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so here's what I want to say, okay?
All right, go ahead.
Zoran Mamdani is the greatest politician we have in this entire country right now, bar none.
Really?
There is 100%. There's nothing that he can't do at this point. He literally destroyed every single institution that went against him in this primary election. Hakeem Jeffries came out, Letitia James, the governor of the state, and all three of his candidates swept. Brad Lander was known, but the other two were unknown, and they destroyed the incumbent and the pick of the leader of that district, the hand-picked leader. They even got the Satmar Jewish community, which has a large number, like 7,000 people, all to vote as a bloc for his opponent, and he destroyed him by 20 points. This is a generational run. Zoran Mamdani is who we thought Obama would be when he ran on that campaign of hope and change before he fucked us all.
Well, normally I would like to come up with something to, I guess, disagree with, but I don't even necessarily disagree with what you're saying.
Yep.
It seems to make sense.
The only problem here is our Constitution doesn't allow him to run for president, because if he did, he'd literally change the trajectory of this country in 1 year. This would be a different country within his first term. This man is a god. And I don't even like idolizing politicians like that.
Yeah.
But good Lord.
I wouldn't go as far to call him a god, but yeah, I mean, he's pretty incredible.
I'm an atheist, right? The point that I'm making is I don't even believe in God. But as far as a god would exist, it would be someone like him.
Well, he's done good. He's definitely... I'm glad that he managed to balance the budget, which was considered to be basically impossible.
Without austerity, by the way.
No
Without
austerity required, yeah. I mean, he did have to cut some stuff that was like guaranteed to some citizens, but the point is that he did do it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are your thoughts on the general state of this country right now?
Well, I think it's definitely going on in the negative direction. Observing Donald Trump that is basically turning the United States into like a fascist hellscape. And there's a lot of people's rights being curtailed left and right, and it drives me insane. It makes me very sad for this country because I love this country. I want it to do well. And I don't see that it's doing well with a person like Donald Trump.
Yep. That's what happens when corporations get in control and keep sucking the working class dry. And then they have to turn to somebody who promises something, but is really a con man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think with Donald Trump, I knew he was a con man from the beginning. I did not need, to wait. I was reading book after book about the guy and, found that he has no idea what's going on. He doesn't understand anything.
Yep.
He just
that's why I think the Democratic Party needs to die a quick death so we can finally replace all these dipshits in Congress and in the Senate with people who actually give a shit.
I don't know about kill the Democratic Party, but I would probably say something along the lines it should be more progressive.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Kill the current Democratic Party as quickly as possible so we can have people that people are actually excited to go vote for.
Yeah. I actually liked Kamala Harris. I thought she was good. All things considered.
No, come on. Okay, think about her run in 2020 in the primary. She promises to be for one policy, then flip-flops in the middle of an election, right?
What was that?
Gets taken out.
What policy was that?
Medicare for all.
Okay, yeah, I know. I remember this.
Yeah, she's not a good, she is not an honest politician. She's a snake.
You don't think? I don't think she is. I don't think that's the case.
But the reason you think that is because she's running against Trump. You're seeing her from the lens of the fact
I read books that she wrote.
Okay, well, anybody could write
and
a
her
book. I
track
could talk
record
about.
just has a very good. She just has a good track record.
No. Her track record is only good on things that don't matter. Anything that actually hurts the billionaires and the corporate interests of this country and the war machine, she is dog shit on.
Yeah, I mean,
She,
probably,
and that,
probably.
yeah, and that clown Joe Biden, whose brain was leaking through his ears, facilitated a genocide. And then when people were protesting her, instead of actually
He was
admitting the
going
fact that she
against
fucked up,
Netanyahu. Biden was going against Netanyahu.
no. All he did was he said, "I'm not gonna take your path to a war with Iran." That's all he went against him on. Everything else he gave him a blank check on, without any kind of restriction. Human rights violations were done. He allowed it to happen without any.
I don't disagree, but I don't think he ever supported any of the human rights violations that were going on.
Dude, the way you support it and not support it is through your actions. Anybody could say a bunch of words to placate people. Words don't mean shit. You see what I'm saying? It's all about action.
Yeah, I get it.
Right?
I understand.
Zoran Mondani literally said, "I will arrest Benjamin Netanyahu and use every legal tool to do so if he steps foot in New York City, where I have jurisdiction." Biden was hosting him at the White House, allowing him to propagandize Americans on a daily basis.
Okay. I mean, I don't have a whole lot, I guess, to disagree with you there on.
Yeah, you got to set a higher bar for your elected officials, dude. Like, if you keep letting them get away with this shit,
yeah, I mean, if I had to sit there and at the end of the day, there's going to be a politician that will be there where I'm going to end up agreeing and or disagreeing, with whoever it is. And there's no way that you're going to get a politician that you're going to agree with every little thing on.
No, you don't have to agree with every little thing on.
Yeah, so
but who was the best politician in the primary?
At some point, you have to consider. Okay, well, what?
No, I understand that. I understand that. Believe me, I get the pragmatism of it. Who was the best politician in 2020, in the primary, in the Dem primary? Who should have been president?
The best politician in 2020?
Yeah, best candidate in 2020. Who should have been president?
I don't know. I honestly thought Kamala Harris was quite good.
No. She wasn't. She was never genuine. Bernie Sanders was easily the best one.
Bernie Sanders was good too.
Not good. Great. He was literally the only...
my only caveat is he's pretty old. That's my only...
Okay, but caveat. His brain still works, right? Joe Biden's brain didn't work. Him being old doesn't matter. Old is a problem when your faculties are no longer functional. When you're mentally deteriorating.
I don't even agree with the brain melting thing that you're talking about. Old, yes,
dude,
but I don't think he was...
You weren't following the election as closely as I was. He would forget where he was constantly. He called a voter fat. He told Mexicans to vote for Trump when they asked him about his deportation process. He was literally melting. CNN and MSNBC and all these other places you get your information from covered it up.
I don't get my information from CNN and MSNBC.
Then how did you not know this? His brain was melting in 2020.
I read AP News and Reuters. I read AP News and Reuters.
That's the problem. That's literally the problem. You think they're going to be honest with you?
Yes.
Why?
Comparatively speaking, out of all news, what should I trust if it's not like some, middle of the ground news resource that just tells you the facts of something?
Okay, so you can look at the Gray Zone, Breaking Points, Al Jazeera, places that don't have a vested interest in corporations maintaining control of our society, right? Every single news outlet was ignoring the fact that Joe Biden's brain is melting, and the reason is because they wanted to stop Bernie from becoming president. Gotcha. They were willing to lose to Trump as long as it meant Bernie did not sit in the White House and pass legislation that would push healthcare companies out of the way and give us healthcare for all.
I've always thought that the reason why that Bernie Sanders was pushed to the side was actually because the polling was slightly worse for Bernie Sanders than it was for Hillary Clinton.
It wasn't. You want me to show you the polling right now?
Yeah, sure. Because I looked up the polling and it was Hillary Clinton was better. It wasn't by much, but it was better.
No, not even close. Here, let me go ahead and show you the polling. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
See, here's what I'm talking about, right? Like, you guys are so lost in the sauce that you don't realize what's going on around you. And it's good that I'm getting a chance to talk to you about this because this is something that more people need to hear.
Well,
Here,
I
let
mean,
me
for
go ahead
starters, I'm not
and-
lost in the sauce. Wow, what dono?
I'll show
Looks
you
like
what I
we
mean
got
by
a
that.
dono
It's
from
all meant to be an
50
insult.
saying, boo, Dr. Doom.
No, no,
It
no,
appears
no.
they're
It's
not
not. It's
liking
not.
you.
That's fine. It doesn't matter, dude. I don't care about people liking me or not liking me. I care about what's true and not true.
I agree. I care about what's true. This is why I'm saying that the reason why the Democrat, it wasn't like that there was a Democrat conspiracy theory to push down Bernie Sanders. I think it
No,
was
it
likely
definitely was.
because that Hillary Clinton had better polling. They were like,
Dude,
okay, well, she's
no,
more middle of the ground. It
no,
would work better for the politics.
not even close. See, this is the kind of centrist nonsense you guys were propagandized with. Let me show you the real data.
Okay.
And let's see if I can send this because I have to pull this from here. I'm just compiling it. Let's have a look here. Okay, preview, done. Done. Okay, we got another person here. This will be fun.
I'm just listening.
They're just
Okay.
listening in. So go ahead.
Gotcha, gotcha. So I'm just trying to send this. Discord has like a new thing
It's
where
just
I have to
inside
allow
chat. You can
permission.
just paste it inside chat.
No, it's on my other phone, so I'm trying to send it to myself through Discord first,
Mm-hmm.
and then paste it. Because I compiled all this data before. I've had these arguments with a bunch of people. Believe me. Okay, there we go. Finally got it to send. Okay, so I'll post it in the side chat as well. Just give me 1 second. Just save it first here. Okay, now I can pull it up over here and send it to you. Button as I was trying to hit this.
Hmm?
Okay. I hit the wrong button accidentally. There you go. Now you tell me who had the better polling.
Where's the year?
Dude, this was what okay. Do you really need the year for this?
Yeah, you need to see 2020 year.
Wait. What year do you think Hillary and Bernie were running in?
You said it was 2020, right? Is that wrong?
No, 2020. They did it to him twice. They literally stonewalled him twice.
Okay,
But
hold on.
we brought
When
up Hillary
was
first.
Hillary Clinton running against Trump? That
Dude,
was what? I think 2016. Okay, 2016.
Why do
So
you
they
even have to
picked
look it
Hillary
up?
over
Come on,
Trump
dude.
back in 2016. What was the 2016 polling of Hillary versus Bernie Sanders?
No, it's not about Hillary versus Bernie Sanders. It's about Hillary versus Trump versus Bernie versus Trump.
Okay, Wikipedia says nationwide polling for... Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. All right, give me 1 moment. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger. It says here, nationwide polling for the 2016 Democratic Party presidential primaries generally showed Hillary Clinton with a steady but narrowing lead over Bernie Sanders for most of the race. While Sanders built strong momentum among the younger voters and liberals, Clinton maintained a decisive advantage with older voters and minority communities. This is off of Wikipedia. All right, so you can look right here. This is the aggregate polling. So you were... Wait, what? He left! Bro, he was talking all that good shit a second ago. Bruh. Phone lines are open. Whoever just called, call in, because Jesus. Bruh. I was just about to call. Bruh. Now, hold on. So just FYI, right? I do think Bernie would have been a better candidate than Hillary Clinton. I believe that he would have been better. Oh, you're back, Dr. Doom. Hello. Dr. Doom, are you there? Dr. Doom. Hello. Hello.
Sorry, I had a phone call. Okay, so let's read what you posted in there.
Yeah, so this shows that, in fact, Hillary Clinton did have better polling than...
He had a better polling against Bernie. I understand that. What I'm telling
Wait, you said earlier
is,
that wasn't the case. You were saying that... Hold on. Hold on, real quick, right? Because you told me that...
Against Trump. You said she was more likely to be Trump.
No, stop for a second. Because you told me earlier that, you're in favor of the facts, and prior... I was saying that Hillary, stop for a second. I was saying that Hillary did better polling than Bernie Sanders. It wasn't because that there was a giant Democrat hoax against him and they put in Hillary despite, and you said that was bullshit, that was a hoax, that I was told bullshit, and that you had the truth, right? You said that, right? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Do you understand how elections work? I was talking about the fact that Bernie polled better against Trump. He was more likely to beat Trump. He was going to beat Trump. My claim to you,
what happened was started, no, that's not. That was
hold on,
not your
wait.
claim.
Now you stop. You
your
stop.
Claim
Wait.
was
Stop.
Not that. Your claim was not that.
Stop.
You're not going to gaslight the situation. And
I'm not gaslighting anything. I'm literally telling you what I was saying
I very
and what my
clearly
data
showed
was.
That, right?
Wait, can you hear what I'm saying?
I just
for a
want
second?
you to acknowledge.
I waited
that
until
Hillary
you actually made
did
your point,
poll better
and
than
now
Bernie
I'm trying to make my
Sanders,
point, and you're not letting me make my point.
Did Hillary Sanders? Did Hillary Clinton
wait.
do better?
Pause. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Bernie Sanders in terms of polling.
Hello. Can you hear
He's
me?
incapable.
I'm talking.
Chat, is he okay? Chat, his brain is broken. Chat, help him. We'll try one more time. Okay. Hey, Dr. Doom,
so
you're
I'm
not
trying
going
to make my
to
point.
steamroll the conversation, right?
I'm not steamrolling anything. You're going down the wrong path. I'm telling you what I was saying. You're trying to tell me what I was saying. I'm telling you what my point actually was.
Okay, but just to be clear, right? Hillary Clinton did poll better than Bernie Sanders, correct?
She polled better against Bernie. I'm talking about those two polling against Trump.
Cool. Okay. Sick. Well, Hillary also polled better against Trump at the time, but it didn't matter.
No, she did not.
Trump went against all the polling of everything. It was a total wrench in the situation. Anyway, what's your point? Why don't you make your point?
Here's my point. I'll tell you what my point is. You clearly don't want to listen, so this time listen. Who was polling better against Trump, Hillary or Bernie?
I thought Hillary was polling better against Trump.
You thought, exactly. You thought that. I corrected you with data. Did I not?
No, you didn't show me any data.
Yes, I did.
For starters.
The data is literally in the side chat.
The second thing is that
I don't even
have a year here.
What year do you think they were fucking running, dude? You don't need a year on that poll.
2026, obviously Sanders would poll better than Trump right now.
Dude, again, is your brain broken? Chat. Is he okay right now? Now listen for a second. What year do you think? Man. Do you need a year? Yes, you are. You got destroyed.
Learn how to talk to people, bro.
I am talking to you. You're the one who did this to me first. I'm correcting you because I'm...
All right. Phone calls are open. Phone number is 202-998-5218. If you guys want to have a conversation, I hope to have a conversation and not like this super antagonistic way of talking. I just thought that was really silly, but that was a good conversation with Dr. Doom. Give me 1 second. 27 phone calls. Hi, Daniel.
Ender.
How you doing, buddy?
How are you doing? I'm fine. I just came here and while you were talking about Bernie Sanders and stuff. Does that matter anymore? It's
no.
Who gives a fuck? It's so irrelevant.
No.
To the whole
thing. I agree. But I was having I don't know. It was he was saying that apparently that I was propagandized into the Democratic Party and saying that Hillary Clinton did not poll better than Bernie Sanders. And I think we could go back on the clips to determine that. He then backtracks and said, oh, no, actually, I was talking about Trump. And I mean, we could always go back to those clips. But we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. If you guys want to have a conversation, I'd be more than happy to do so. Hopefully, we'll show that even Republicans can probably speak less in a combative tone than that guy. That was wild.
Oh, well, it happens. But have you seen this week's results, man? What do you think?
What happened this week?
Socialism is coming to America.
Socialism is coming to... Well, I mean, Mamdani and all that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like
excited.
3 of his candidates were, they all won their primaries. And especially like Brand Landers,
None of that surprises me.
Like pretty big against Dan Goldman.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like it seemed extremely good, right? Like the other 2 races also were like pretty good. So I don't know, man. It seems like the Democratic Party is very scared. It's like I've seen a lot of
just donated $5 USD saying Unbreakable is better than any MCU movie. What is Unbreakable?
I don't know if that's necessarily the case.
Now I gotta look up Unbreakable. What is Unbreakable?
Unbreakable is like it's a. I mean, it depends on.
Unbreakable.
It's like a movie.
PG-13
What's the name?
Sci-fi thriller.
Yeah.
Superhero survives a train crash with no injuries, leading to the
something.
realization that he harbors superhuman abilities. Ooh. I should watch this.
I mean, it's part of a
Casey.
trilogy. Yeah, because I think it's
Is
like
it?
a trilogy of movies. Yeah, because it's like M. Night
That's like
Shyamalan.
fun.
Right? That's yeah.
M.
But
Night
the last
Shyamalan.
movie is shit. Yeah, the last one is shit. Don't watch it. It's just like it's shit.
It's just not good. Okay.
No, because it's kind of like the
I haven't
previous
seen it.
movies. Yeah, so it's like Unbreakable. Like the first one wasn't even Unbreakable. I think it was Glass. I think Glass was the first one. I might be mistaken. I don't remember exactly. Or it might be Unbreakable. Maybe this one is the. Anyway, there's like 3 movies. It talks about like these different people that have like different powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is good. I think the guy from Unbreakable is the good one. And it's like Bruce Willis, if I'm not mistaken, right? Back when he could still play, right? Where his disease was not in full effect.
We've got woke academics saying, why is the left a death cult?
Yeah, it's not. He's just like a moron that believes everything like the right says.
Please call in. We can have a conversation. Okay, I'd be more than happy. The phone number is 202-998-5218. Let's have the conversation. Listen, I'm coming at you. I'm pretty woke. I'm pretty up there in terms of like the LGBTQIA stuff. So, if you find yourself disagreeing with that, then more than happy to have the conversation with you. Let's see.
It's so annoying. It's like seeing like people like Trump or like the right wing like nuts just like vomiting these talking points, and then all these right wingers they battle each other to just slurp that vomit and regurgitate it like every chance they get. It's just like so annoying.
Enter the Edgeville Wilderness Dungeon, ready to kill Chana Zoran. Other players will be able to... Okay. Runes for casting each of the 4 blast spells. Okay, let me see here. 4 blast spells. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can cast all 4. Okay. I mean, I think I just need to have my protect prayers and I'll be good to go. He'll be easy to kill. We just have to make sure that I don't die in this moment. I have like 1,000 death
like
runes
a
and I
PvP
don't want
area.
to lose them. Yeah, it's PvP, so you got to be careful. So
Yeah.
we gotta have our fingers on the log out. In fact, let me install the big log out button.
Dude, it's like just also stream for me.
We're just gonna.
I
Oh,
wanna see it
shoot,
live.
sorry.
I see it live.
There you go. There you go. Do you see my big log out button? It's comically large.
Is it instant or something?
Yeah, I mean, like
Instant, right?
basically, I'm gonna see a player and then just like. All right.
Don't you
Like
you
as
love
soon as I
those-
see a
those
player,
games?
just log out. I'm
Do you
not
love
gonna
those
let it
games where like
happen.
the logout
Yeah.
actually has like a countdown and it's
Yeah.
like 10?
No. As long as you're not
9.
in combat, you're good, dude. You're good.
Oh,
So I just
okay.
need, since we're going through the wilder, we're doing this. Work Ademics says, why am I going to be censored? No, I think if you just, we could just have the conversation. Like if you just disagree with me, then, on some leftist position, then feel free to call in. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, let's take a look and see the quest that we're on. Right now I'm doing Family Crest. Do you know why I'm doing Family Crest?
I have no idea. I've never
Because-
played the game.
Because I need
Oh.
cooking gauntlets. The end of the game, the end of
Okay.
this quest gives you cooking gauntlets. And cooking gauntlets are good for cooking.
cooking? Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. You can get the cooking done.
And do you need to do cooking?
Yes, I have
Question mark?
2,000 raw sharks. I have 2,000 of them. I have an inordinate amount of oh. All right, hold on. It's wanting me to go here.
Maybe instead of cooking, you need like the the drawer of refrigeration so they don't spoil. Maybe that's
The
better.
drawer of refrigeration. I
Yeah.
have 2,000 sharks. They need to get cooked.
Yeah, they're gonna spoil.
gotta cook
Yeah,
'em.
but they're gonna spoil.
But we're taking calls, everybody. While we're playing some RuneScape. Phone number is 202-998-5218. Call in. Let's have a conversation. I want to hear from you. I especially want to hear from right-wingers. So if you're on the right and you hear my voice, make sure you hit that like button because you like me so much. And right after you like me so much, then you call in. You know? Did you see my video
long have you
on
been
why
playing
trans
this
women
one?
deserve to be in women's sports? Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen
It's a good one.
anything like recently. I was
a good
like
one.
super busy.
It's a good one. I
Work.
fully edited it. It's very good. The only person
the
who
last one that
fully,
you
I
did.
feel like the only person who fully watched it in the comments section was AWOL. AWOL was the only one that actually watched it, which I was very glad to see. I was like, all right, at least AWOL watched it. And I was satisfied knowing that while AWOL and I did disagree, at least AWOL did watch it, which is much better than what everybody else did. I was like, dude, these guys were writing long ass comment sections, why I am wrong about everything, yet completely neglect to realize that I put a test in there to ensure that you did in fact watch the whole video before commenting. And I told them, hey, watch the whole thing before you consider commenting. Please do me a favor. Do not do that. Watch the whole thing. And bro, I'm telling you, these people don't do it. They don't watch. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's not that surprising though. I mean, it's something they do.
No, they just
most
see the
every time.
title and then they're like, I'm mad.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah, and they just act like triggered snowflakes.
I always
Literally.
thought, I was like, because I never do that, right? Like I always watch a video and then I comment. And I was just like, who would do such a thing? Everybody would do such a thing. It's
Yeah.
it's
Like-
so common. It drives me crazy. All right, here we go. We're gonna
Yeah,
open
because
this.
it's easier.
All right, we're
to just-
officially in the wilderness, so
title.
hopefully we don't get stomped on by anybody. But I this is a pretty safe area, even if you're in the wilderness. So I'm not too worried. I can always teleport. I can get the hell out like instantly. So unless if they got like some crazy teleblock thing going on, I'm gonna be all right.
Dude, how long have you been playing this game?
A long time, man. Long time.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so here's
assume, yeah.
Chorizon. We will fight the Chorizon. Okay, let's see. I think we gotta run here, and then he'll get stuck. Can we just
Does it drop chorizo?
Chorizo from the Chorizon.
No, it's Chronozon.
I'm fighting
Dude,
a poison
you're
spider.
spelling it wrong.
This is not good. That poison spider will deal poison. I'm not really all that worried. Okay, so kill Charty's on in the southwest corner of Edgeville. You need to hit him with at least once with all 4 elemental blast spells. Okay, so we'll just be.
Oh my goodness!
We'll just keep that in mind.
Subscribe.
Andriy Volobwev just subscribed. Wow, everybody. All right, so that was a water one. Now we're gonna do an earth one. Now we're gonna do a
That's
fire
easy.
one.
Subscribe.
Okay, we got a fire one, and now we can just kind of do the air one. Thank you, Nick.
Oh my
Nick just
goodness,
subscribed.
they just
Hello, guys.
subscribed.
Oh my God,
Wow.
what's going on? We're getting all sorts of subscribes. Why you like BB, says Jackstar.
Oh my goodness, they just subscribed.
A silly person
Wow.
just subscribed. What the hell? Why are so many people subscribing?
Oh my goodness, they just subscribed. Wow.
What is going on?
You're getting rated. You're
I'm getting rated.
Oh my goodness.
I got
they
the
just
family crest.
subscribed.
Damsky just
Wow.
subscribed? Who are these people?
I have no idea.
Oh my
Brother.
goodness, they just subscribed.
Brother, what is
Wow.
going on? This is wild. Varrock teleport.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
goodness, they just subscribed.
more
Wow.
happy Brontosaurus. Who just subscribed? What is going on?
Oh my goodness, they just subscribed. Wow.
That is crazy.
What?
Oh my
There's
goodness,
so many
they
people
just
subscribing.
subscribed.
Another one.
Wow.
What is happening?
Oh my goodness, they just
And in the meantime, I'm
subscribed.
looking at like
Wow.
the people watching, and it doesn't seem to go up that much.
I don't
Oh my
understand.
goodness, they just subscribed. Wow.
What is going on?
I have
Oh
no
my
idea.
goodness, they just subscribed. Wow.
This is wild.
Oh my
Is it
goodness,
something
they
seems
It's
just
to be
still
happening?
going.
Wow.
And it's still going. Yes. Oh
What is
my God.
happening?
They just subscribed. Wow.
How it was like 6 thus far? That was crazy.
Okay,
Oh
I
my
think
goodness, they
crazy.
just
That is still
subscribed.
crazy.
Wow.
this has got to be a.
7?
It's got to be
Oh
a
my goodness,
glitch.
they just subscribed. Wow.
It's a glitch,
I
right?
have no idea. I have no idea, man. Don't ask me.
That was wild.
Okay.
All right, I think it calmed down.
That was
I
like
think we're
7
good.
Oh my
7
goodness,
people.
they just subscribed. Wow.
All right, we got the family crest.
Yeah. That
Now
is
we
crazy.
should get
anyway,
the-
it's like if they're here, welcome, I guess.
Hey, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Hold on, gauntlet skill. Wait, what? What? Some steel gauntlets? Gauntlet skill
But
imbues?
they're still gauntlets for cooking. They're not gonna be that help. Just saying.
Let me look that. What? Wait, well, hold on. I thought it was steel gauntlets. Reward heirloom. Players can take any of them to the 3 brothers in the quest and have them enchant the gauntlets with a special ability. The magic of the gauntlets is that they always return to the head of the Fitzharmon house should they be lost. So if a player loses the gauntlets, they can be retrieved. Let's see. Cooking gauntlets. Bring the gauntlets to Caleb. There's goldsmith gauntlets and chaos gauntlets. Increase max hit of bolt spells by 3. That's awesome. And then goldsmith gauntlets increase smithing experience of gold by 2.5 times from 22.5 to 56.5. Wow. That's actually fabulous.
So,
Holy crap.
I
but
guess
we'll-
they're good. Okay.
yeah, so we have to bring the gauntlets to Caleb, northeast of Catherby Bank. Cooking gauntlets greatly decrease the chance of burning lobster, swordfish, cooked kiat, monkfish, sharks, and anglerfish. Okay. Hey, yo.
This is the game where you can technically have like infinite enchantments, right? And you can make your, like, technically speaking, make your items like infinitely
not
strong,
Goodness, they
right?
just
There's not
subscribed.
infinite
Wow.
enchantments. What is going on with
Another
these subscriptions? I just
Like the
refreshed.
8th
I am not. I'm
subscriber.
not gaining subscribers. Like this. I'm not. It's just not. Like I don't know what's going
Oh
on.
my
Yeah, it's
goodness,
just-
they just subscribed. Wow.
Semi-useful, man. What the fuck is that?
Who
Semi-useful.
are these
man?
people?
I have no idea.
That's wild. All right, hold on. Let's see here. I'm just eating
Oh my
some
goodness, they
lobsters.
just subscribed. Wow.
Let me refresh. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Who are these subscribers?
Oh
Wait,
my
is this on
goodness,
Twitch
they
or
just
something?
subscribed. Wow.
Let me check Twitch.
Maybe it's on
Maybe
Twitch.
it's Twitch.
Yeah,
Oh
Oh
because
my
you're
goodness, they just
or
subscribed.
TikTok. Maybe if you're still
Wow.
doing it on
Channel.
TikTok.
I'm not doing it on TikTok.
Yeah, then it's Twitch.
No, I
Oh
only
my
got
goodness,
53
they just
followers.
subscribed. Wow.
Where else am I streaming?
Oh my
X?
goodness, they
There's
just
X.
subscribed. Wow.
Maybe X. Yeah.
I've got
Oh
355
my goodness,
followers.
they just subscribed.
I don't know why it's doing
Wow.
that. It's strange.
How many followers do you
my
have on
goodness,
Twitter?
Just subscribe.
On
Wow.
TikTok, like none, dude. Like none. TikTok.
No,
is
no,
horrible.
Twitter.
Twitter, I've got
Oh my goodness,
355.
just subscribe.
Not that much.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it's like I have way more than you on Twitter.
I know. Is that true?
Oh my goodness,
Do you really?
just subscribe.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
I have like
Nice.
over 700.
Congrats, bro. That's awesome.
And I'm not even trying.
Oh my
Good,
goodness,
yeah,
just
it's funny.
subscribe.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
I'm just releasing my shorts, but to be honest,
Oh my goodness,
like it's kind of like a
just
right-wing
subscribe.
hellhole, so they don't
Wow.
really like.
Oh, it is.
That-
It's like I
yeah.
haven't used Twitter, such a long
Yeah.
time.
Oh my goodness, just
Alright,
subscribe.
where is this-
Wow.
Where is this? I'm looking for.
Oh my goodness, just subscribe.
stop it.
Wow.
Stop it! Why is it doing that?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
Oh my
729
goodness, just
followers.
subscribe.
I don't
Wow.
understand.
Because you're curious.
Okay,
Oh my goodness, just subscribe. Wow.
I don't understand why it's doing that. All
Oh my
right, hold on.
goodness,
Well,
just
it is what it
subscribe.
is.
Wow.
We're okay. I think we just got to talk to this guy
Oh my
here. We're gonna
goodness,
go talk to this
just
guy,
subscribe. Wow.
and then we're gonna turn the steel gauntlets into cooking gauntlets.
Oh my goodness,
That's
just
what I want.
subscribe. Wow. Wow.
By the way, we are
Yes,
taking
you
calls.
need to-
Everybody, phone number
Just subscribe.
202-998-5218. Call in.
Oh my
Dude,
goodness,
I did this
just
thing with the
subscribe.
subscriber. It's
Wow.
just crazy.
It's so annoying.
Like I can't.
So annoying.
Exactly.
So annoying. I'm sorry.
I just hear the same thing.
Oh my goodness, just
You
subscribe.
should just
Wow.
subscribe. That is great.
All right, there we go. We got the cooking gauntlets. Okay, so what do cooking gauntlets do?
Oh, so did you?
Yes, I just got them. All right, so here's what they do.
Oh my
Okay, I'm going to
goodness,
show you.
just subscribe. Wow.
All right, so now, right, because I got 2,105 raw shark. I need to cook them. We need to cook them all. And it just reduces our
But what do you
chances of
do with
burning.
that many sharks, though?
Go fight Zulra. I love how the first
Oh,
shark that
okay.
I did, I burnt it. The first shark I did, I burnt.
Well, it was a trying out shark. Okay.
It was an attempted. Trust me, there would be way more burns without the gauntlets. I'm just saying. So
Yeah.
that'll be good.
But do you have like your cooking skill maxed out or not?
I knew I'd spill on myself. I knew I would. No, I don't have my cooking skill maxed out. Who do you think I am? You think I'm good or something?
I don't know, man. It's like I know all those people that like spent like 20
Jackster-
years in this game to just
Jackster
max out
says
everything.
grape isn't universally, and if you cannot ground it universally, you do not have a basis for your morals other than preference. What are you talking about? Did you see my argument that I had on me grounding morality, my empiricism? It was on a presuppositionalist breaks when I justify my atheist worldview. I did, in fact,
Yeah, I
justify
was
all
there.
of it. It is there. Did you watch it? Did you like it?
Yeah. It's just that people, it's like I love this thing where it's like, they ask you to ground whatever the fuck they want you to ground.
Don't make
And then
any
you
damn
ground
sense.
it, and then they say, that's not grounding it. It's like, no, that's just you not liking my answer.
grounding, yeah.
It doesn't mean I
They
didn't,
didn't
ground
like the
it.
grounding. Yeah.
Grounded.
It's ridiculous. Well, we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. I would love to hear Jackster if he wants to call in. We also have the Discord if you want to come in. By the way, did you know that I'm turning it into a debate Discord again? This Discord.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Daniel? It's not just a hangout spot. Other people can come in and debate. Discord.gg/FIRST Amender.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, just subscribe. Wow.
Well, I mean, I think it's a good way of doing it.
I don't trust those subscribes. I do not trust them.
Dude, I don't.
It's got to be.
There's
It's a glitch.
just like-
It's a glitch.
It's too many, right?
It's got to be.
too many
It's
at
got to be a
once.
glitch. It's a glitch.
Oh my goodness,
I mean,
just
that would only be a
subscribe.
thing if you're like
Wow.
blowing out for some reason, right? It's like if something like goes viral, it's like, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
you could.
That would be the
But
cause. of that,
nothing
sure.
seems
But-
to.
But we're not having.
Yeah,
That's
nothing
not
seems
happening.
to look like it's happening. Yeah. But it is funny, It's like just hearing that thing over and
Wow.
over again.
Yeah. We.
It's like super funny.
Jigga James says, "How do we feel about arranged marriages?" That sounds awful. I like consent.
Yeah, horrendous.
I like consent instead of forcing things onto people that don't want a thing. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, so I've been
so
fighting
you don't
this.
like. So that's why you hate God, Amanda, because you like consent.
True,
Is that why you
true,
hate God?
True.
Because God is not really that big on consent.
Truly, clearly hate God. Obviously.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's see.
Now we
Jackster says, would graping someone to save the lives of everyone in the world be a good thing? What the fuck is this?
No.
No.
No, it wouldn't. Like, literally, it wouldn't be.
You guys brought up grape. No, hold on. You did, Jackster. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're the one that brought it up. Oh, no. Guys, its brain is cooked. That's so wild. Dude, just call in. Call in. What are you doing? I swear, these people, they never call in. They get scared to call in. That's wild.
Oh, well.
Blows my mind.
Well.
Look at all the shark I'm making. Look at this. This is great.
So
Look
much
at these
shark.
Look at the shark. And look, I barely burned any of the shark.
So what do you do? What do you do with the burned ones?
You throw them out.
You should sell them.
They're worth nothing. They don't do anything.
No, it's like you should sell them to like starving kids in Africa or something.
Burnt shark?
Yeah, I mean, it's still better than nothing.
They can't even eat it. You can't eat it.
It's burned. It's not.
It's burnt.
It's not charcoal, right? Is it charcoal? Because if it's charcoal, you can still use it as
man.
charcoal.
Yeah.
Heating.
Yeah.
I think you're missing out on a big business idea.
Oh
with
yeah,
burnt
I'm
shark.
sure. Yeah.
Just saying.
Could you imagine that your business's idea is like, we're gonna give just some busted ass food to African children? I think like
dude, trust me, there's people that thought about this before and
so
did
then
it already.
then the people are just like, why are you giving them garbage? And then why not just give them good food? Like, you know, well, because there's food that we would normally throw out, but since we, because there's starving children in Africa, now we're not gonna throw it. Like,
yeah, we're just gonna give it to them.
Why not just give them good food? Why not just give them good food?
Elon Musk did. Do you remember what Elon Musk did? Because they had all this food that was going towards children in Africa, and instead of giving it to them, they just let it rot in the warehouses.
That's wild.
That was nice. Yeah, I mean, they really like people. They're really pro-life, as they say.
All right, let me see.
Not the life of like kids in Africa, obviously, but pro-life. If it's the life of billionaires, right? If it's the life of billionaires, then yeah, they're extremely pro-life.
Jackster says, you said I am obsessed with grape and said that seems dangerous. Don't play dumb, man. You are bro, call in. Are you listening? Call in. Call in, Jackster. 202-998-5218. Call in. We're taking calls. Just call. This is wild. We have a call-in show, and I swear these people won't call in, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time, right? It's not the first rodeo with them. It's like, we know they're not gonna do it that much. There's a few that have a backbone and they're ready to like debate their viewpoints. But
Jackster says First Amender wants me so bad. Yes, I do. Call. Call. It would be an interesting discussion. Cook at the range.
Do you think it's worth getting into RuneScape?
Is it worth getting into? Yeah, hell yeah, it's fun.
Is it?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't it going to take like too long to do like a lot of shit?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's that's a problem. I see it as a problem.
Yeah. If you're not sitting there like basically like if you're like doing something and you're like, man, I'm bored. This is boring. If you don't have a lot of moments like that, RuneScape is not for you. Because RuneScape will take that time and just yum, 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 yum. Just eat. Give me all your time. That's what RuneScape does, bro. It annihilates your time.
Like any MMORPG.
Any
does
MMO
that,
does
right?
that. No, but
Technically.
this is especially bad. This one's really bad. This one does not respect your time at all. But it is weirdly
you have
also
time?
satisfying.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as free time. There's my time and my time that I'm getting from you.
All right, let me take a look here. Here's the... We got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we need these sharks to fight this insane boss called Zulrah. I learned how to fight it.
But how do you use those sharks to fight the boss? Just curious. Do you throw the sharks at him or
You eat them because you need health.
while you're fighting him?
Because you're dying,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You have to eat shark to heal. Yeah.
Does he stop for you to eat the
Jackster
sharks?
is saying,
or-
I'll call in. Let me get my AirPod. My recommendation is to not use any headphones because it usually causes a crackling effect. Just call in with
Yeah.
your phone. It's better with phone. Just phone.
It usually is much better with just the phone. I mean, it also depends on the headset that he has. If it's like a really good one.
There's a lot of times, man, it just, every time somebody has their headphones on or they got speakerphone, it causes like a weird crackling effect. And it's really shrill if you're wearing headphones.
Yeah,
And so I try to minimize it.
The
Like,
reason
hey,
I'm
can
telling
you
you is
take
like it
that off
depends
and just have the
on,
regular phone.
Yeah, it depends on the headphones, right?
Yeah.
It's like if
So-
there's good headphones, it works well. But
Yeah.
if it's shit headphones, yeah, usually it's not working that well.
Yeah. Cowgrapper just joined. Hey, Cowgrapper, how you doing? Hey, phone call. Here we go. Let me turn down the music. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, it's Jackster. How's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. When I was talking about say grape, I don't want to get the channel in trouble. I was responding to someone else in chat. I wasn't actually bringing it up. So just to
Okay.
clarify that.
So what would you like to talk about, Jackster?
I think you guys are kind of acting in bad faith here. I mean, obviously discussion's good, but you guys are just quick to insult. Maybe not you. I say you guys. I mean the people in your chat. So I don't know. But it feels like you guys are kind of quick to insult, quick to assume. You guys don't want to have actual conversations.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about the rest of chat, but I definitely do like to have conversations with people. I consistently try to argue in good faith. I have a phone line where anybody can call in. You'll notice that there was nothing blocking you from being able to call in. You just
Yeah, no,
got
I got you,
directly
yeah. And
to
I'm sorry
me,
if
like
there's-
immediately, you know?
Yeah, I'm sorry if there's background noise. I'm walking around in my backyard right now, but no, I think you're fine. I think it's more just like the people in the chat is kind of where I'm coming from, because you let me call in. I do respect that, and I've seen some of your streams before. I actually met you. No, I didn't meet you. I discovered you from the Andrew Wilson debate on Modern Day Debate,
Sick.
and I think that even though I think he won, I think that you held up pretty well against. He's pretty ruthless, so I'll give you that.
Did you like the part where he took my entire syllogism and then replaced man and woman with dog and cat in order to make it
Well, I
sound
think he's testing
absurd?
your logic there,
And
but
nobody seemed to give a crap about that?
I don't know, man. I saw it like a year ago or whenever it took place. I saw it live, but
Yeah.
either way, I'm not here to debate you per se. I just wanted to call in to complain.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I didn't see anyone else calling in, so I don't know. I figured I might as well.
Was there anything that you wanted to talk about specifically with me?
Yeah, I think that I think we have a lot of objective and universal things in our lives, right? And I think that we have to ground those universally or in an objective way. And I think one of the only ways we can do that is with a God.
Okay. Well, I ground mine based off of a non-anthropomorphic creation of the universe.
Okay. Would you say that being has a mind or no?
No, it's non-anthropomorphic. It wouldn't have a mind.
Okay, so okay. Sorry, I haven't heard that before, but that I like the concept. So it's almost like
Yeah. It's kind of like when
not
people
a,
look at like an island and a volcano, that there's like people that look at the volcano and think that the volcano god is angry at them because it is exploding, when in reality, the volcano doesn't actually possess any anthropomorphic qualities. It's just humans establishing an anthropomorphism on something that isn't human.
Okay. So you would say it's almost like, so like logic and morals and like things like that would exist just because they do, not because there's intent behind them?
Well, logic is complex. Are you referring to like our understanding of logic, or are you referring to the underlying framework that logic describes?
I'll go right to, the law of logic, the law of non-contradiction, just because that's an easy one, right? I can't be both Jackster and not Jackster.
Yeah.
Impossible, right?
So we use.
So the standard behind that is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So humans have come up with those rules. We've created the categories, but nevertheless, they are tools that describe underlying characteristics in the universe.
So if there were no humans, the law of non-contradiction would not be a thing?
The law of non-contradiction would not exist if there were no humans. That's correct.
Okay, so not to fully disagree. I think humans observe the law
Why
of
would
non-contradiction.
say
but I think it
like
exists
Jupiter
outside of
be
us.
different from like the sun?
Well, it's not a matter of what it is. It's a matter of what it is and what it can't be, right? So Jupiter can never be both Jupiter and not Jupiter.
Okay, so but again, like the universe doesn't care whether it is being categorized as the same as the sun or not the same as the sun. It's just Jupiter, right? It exists independent of our observation. We know Jupiter is far older than human comprehension. Jupiter does not require, in order to be Jupiter and separate from the sun, a series of ape creatures pointing at it and then coming up with rules as to why they are different. Logic is simply a tool that we use to make sense of the world.
Yeah, I would agree we use logic, but like to make sense of the world, but I would say that those observations are grounded in the reality, right? So I would say that Jupiter is always Jupiter, and it will never not be Jupiter as well as being Jupiter. And it's not an issue of observing it, it's an issue of just facts. Like Jupiter cannot be both Jupiter and not Jupiter. That's a contradiction.
I'm saying we're using it as a tool. It's just a human interpreting it that way.
Well, I agree that we observe,
but it likely
things,
addresses
and we use
some
our
sort of
observations.
underlying characteristic to Jupiter, given the fact that there's no electromechanical atomic bonds that exist between the sun and Jupiter, right? Like they're not fused to one another. But I'm saying like one could posit that, that the stuff of Jupiter is the same stuff of the sun. There's just more of the stuff of the sun, and so therefore are the same thing by that basis, for example. Again, it's just humans creating categories as being like or unlike other things, but it is nevertheless describing some underlying characteristic.
I think that the difference in what we're saying here is I think we're talking past each other a little bit. I'm talking more about identity than characteristic, right? So in the inherent identity.
Yeah, we're the ones that establish the identities.
We establish definitions and we establish observations.
Have you ever read Aristotle's Organon? Do you know about Aristotle's Organon?
Because I've only touched a little bit on it, so I'm not.
That's where all of this syllogistic reasoning and the law of non-contradiction, and the uses of subjects and predicates come from regarding logic. Now you had different schools of understanding from what was considered sophistry of the time. We use that as a derogatory term nowadays, but sophistry was like one good example of like a sophist mentality was like there was no way to accurately define the weather because the weather was always changing. And so they said that it was basically this amorphous thing that can change. It can mean one thing and another thing. Whereas an Aristotelian worldview decided to put things in categories, right? As one thing being like other things or not unlike other things. I'm saying like
So,
humans,
to me, it's
humans
like-
make these things up. We create them in order to make sense of the world.
I think humans make observations of these things. I don't think humans actually create like the identity behind them. No, like I would say that, let's say we have no humans at all, right? No Earth, no humans. We just have space, empty space, and there's a rock floating in space, a tiny little rock, right? Despite there being no humans here ever, can that rock ever be both a rock and not a rock?
Well, it depends on how you define rock, and the concept of rock is a human construction.
Okay, can that thing ever be both itself and not itself?
Again, rock or thing is a human construction, and we use categories to determine whether it is or is not. You're still stuck in Aristotelian worldview, and I'm saying that the universe doesn't care how you categorize it. It either exists or doesn't exist, independent of humans there to perceive it and categorize it.
Can it ever exist and not exist at the same time?
I mean, if there's no humans there to perceive it, it may as well not exist. Like if there's no conscious entities.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I think we're talking past each other here,
Maybe.
but I do appreciate it. What I want to ask though, honestly, in all seriousness, is do you have anything I should read? Like, do you have any recommendations or anything I should look up or watch or something like that?
Yes. Belinda's Beginner Guides of Epistemology.
Okay.
Very good book.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, First Amender. Appreciate the conversation. I disagree, but I don't think we're going to see eye to eye just yet. Maybe I'll call in a couple weeks from now and we can talk again. How about that?
Sounds good. You have a great day, Jackster.
Alright, have a great day, man. Have a great day.
He was so polite.
Yeah, that's
I was
nice for
expecting him to be
He was
super
a very polite
mean.
young man.
Bro was bringing up
the
great...
thing with him though, it's something that I recognize with a lot of people that are kind of like rookies when it comes to philosophy and especially epistemology, where they kind of like confuse the map for the place.
Yeah.
And whenever they're saying logic, you know, because you touched upon it like in the beginning, you know, they're kind of confusing the underlying nature of reality, which is something that exists, like independent of anything, and the way we describe it, right? Because whenever you're saying logic is like, it's a formal language. It's something that we made up. It's
we
like
make
English,
up the logic.
Romanian, whatever, right?
Exactly.
It's like the rules. We kind of look at reality and say, oh, what are the rules of reality, right? Reality doesn't care about how we categorize those rules, how we make them up, you know? And for us, they're only as useful as they work, right? As long as they manage to describe reality properly, and, you know, that is going to be useful, right? If it doesn't, it's not going to be useful.
It's not going to be helpful. Exactly. Yeah.
So like this thing, like confusing the map for the place, is something that I've seen, and it's pretty common with people because they, you know,
why is it so hard to understand?
I mean, it's not easy, but I don't think it's easy because it's like we just feel
really
like, oh, it's logic.
Listen, if I can get it, I feel like other people can get it. Like I don't think I'm that smart, right? Comparatively speaking, I think I'm just like regular. Anyway, here's Epistemology. Belinda's Beginner Guides by Robert M. Martin. I think it's a very good. You can actually grab it on Audible. That's how I went through it, and it really helps in kind of grounding your how you determine things to be true versus untrue.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's also like a religious aspect to it, right? Because you're saying it's like, oh, you know, you have to ground. I mean, this thing about grounding, because this is like a new thing in religious debates. You know, it's like everybody is just about grounding shit. It's like, oh my god, is everybody an electrical engineer lately?
The
it's
Greek
like
chef says, "I agree.
Shit.
You're not that smart." What the hell, man? Don't kick a dog when he's down.
Yeah, kick him when he's dead.
Why are you like this? Zombie says logic would absolutely exist without humans. So the stuff that logic is describing, it would exist without humans, but logic in and of itself would not exist without humans. It requires humans in order to come up with some syllogistic. Like imagine, right, for example, like a squirrel. Could you imagine trying to teach logic to a squirrel? Like what value would the squirrel garner by understanding logic? It wouldn't even perceive it. So yes, it requires humans to understand logic.
Because, it's like whenever you're saying, it's like, would logic exist? Well, what is logic, right? Oh, it's like the free laws of logic. Oh, so somebody has to be able to say the laws of logic, right? So it's like if there's no humans that actually know the laws of logic as we said them, how can there be logic? No, there's still the underlying thing in reality. Like reality is still going to behave the way reality behaves. It doesn't care about how, we look at it.
Well, have you ever seen the movie Arrival? Have you seen that movie?
I think I did.
Bro, it's an incredible
movie.
movie.
Sci-fi movie, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
It's an incredible movie. It's got these aliens that I don't want to spoil too much, but basically the way that the aliens perceive things is just different from humans. Like one of the things that humans were trying to show to the aliens was like logical reasoning and mathematics, and it did not make sense to the aliens. The aliens didn't click at all. They were like, what is this? It doesn't, it wasn't something that it was able to grasp, but it was nevertheless able to grasp highly abstract concepts, and its understanding of reality was way beyond what humans were capable of, because apparently the way that they thought was that they understand time itself and would understand things as they would be in the future as well as in the past in like a single like frame of existence. And so because of that, their level of understanding was far beyond like humans, but nevertheless humans are sitting there trying to describe logic to something that already understood the universe at a far greater level. So like this is a good example of like, logic is a tool. We use it to make sense of the world. But let's say if there was like some intuition where we would be able to determine things at a much higher degree, then logic would be worthless. It wouldn't even exist. We would just posit the intuitiveness. Let's see. Matthew Hubbard says, is it true that woke men's have tiny peepees that don't work? Listen, I don't know about you, man, but my peepee works. But
dude, it's like I like how like all these right wingers are crazy about pee-pee.
Can I just be honest with you? My pee-pee is very average. All right, I have a very average sized pee-pee. Okay, like if you pulled up an encyclopedia, like of male human penis. If you pulled up an encyclopedia of male human penis, that's my penis. It's not big. It's not small. It gets the job done, okay? It is a functioning...
I just entered the corner. That's the first thing I hear is you talking about your penis.
Well, they're talking about my penis. What do you want from me?
I have zero context.
We're getting a phone call. Here we go. Hold on. Let me turn off the sound. You're on the line, First Amender.
Hey, First, Merk. How you doing, man?
Hey, Merk. What you want to talk about today?
First of all, I just want to say it's funny. I just saw that Andrew Wilson debate recently, and listen, you're my boy, right? So I think you got the best call-in show. I've been perusing in like the YouTube for other you have by far the best one that I've seen personally. And regardless of that debate, you gave that prick too much ground in the beginning when he asked you. I
was too nice to him. I should have been a dick.
You know what I mean? Like you seceded a point early you shouldn't have done.
I had the idea of killing him with kindness and being in good faith, and I never should have been for him.
Yeah, he was. I mean, it was. Yeah, I don't know. It was. Yeah, you're right. I understand. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But on the topic of what you guys were just discussing, would math exist outside of, if humans? Because I remember being like discussing number theory with a philosophy professor, and that this question is sort of unanswered right now. What do you think?
You said, would math exist outside of, and then you did not complete
Would
that.
if there was nothing in the universe to count, would 1 and 1 still be 2?
Universe to count, would 1 and 1 still be 2? The answer is no, because you would not be able to establish a 1.
Right. But so
Right,
one
'cause you
doesn't
need the-
empirically exist outside of human consciousness?
I'm saying in order to like abstract a 1, you have to establish object, or objects being like or unlike other objects and in a quantifiable notion. If there were no objects, then there would be no way to quantify a 1. And so the concept of 1 plus 1 equaling 2 would make no sense.
Well, but we're talking inside the
I mean,
bounds
as well
of
as like
human
glebes
logic.
plus glebes equal glubors. It's
Right,
like
but
an
this is all
undescribable
inside the
thing.
bounds. This is all inside the bounds of human logic, and some people think that that maybe the laws of mathematics kind of transcend the bounds of human logic and reason.
Yeah, so I do believe that math is describing an underlying predicate, but the math itself is invented and is a tool. So like a good example that I've brought up with other people has been like the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem was discovered by Pythagoras, but it was also independently discovered in India, and it was also independently discovered, and mind you, using different notation in China.
What don't know?
Jackster just donated $4.99 USD saying, I have been dating my girlfriend for almost 9 months. I plan on marrying her next summer, proposing this Christmas. Any advice going forward? If you have a lot of money, sign a prenup. That's my advice.
Oh man.
But other than that, love her. Don't think about yourself all the time. Be good. There you go. And congratulations. Anyway,
Prenup.
Yeah. So,
what don't know?
So the laws of math, I guess like the problem is like that in and of itself, that's already invented by human. It's just a tool that is describing an underlying predicate. Like we know that there seems to be some consistency in the universe regarding the Pythagorean theorem. We're like, hey, a squared plus b squared does equal c squared. No matter what notation you use, no matter how you do it, it is describing some underlying framework that exists. But whether or not you change the way that it is measured or posit a different way, it still remains true. I'm just simply saying, like, when you say math isn't, that's the man-made math.
Right. But I mean, like, is the predicate, like, do these without using outside of human logic and reason and what we call math, is there some kind of underlying truth that we're just describing, right? That we're just using math to describe what some kind of fundamental principles of the universe are.
Yes.
Like, okay, all right, yeah. And also, do you ever like? How do you feel about like the more you you start learning about like number theory, electricity, like you know about like Boolean algebra?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's almost like because like computers are binary. It's almost like everything in the universe, right, can be described in like Boolean logic of on and off, right? Like 1 and 0, right? Like the more as you go down the layers, right, and get closer to like the bare metal, as they say, like like when you start studying computer logic and you start at high level programming languages and you kind of work your way down, you start to realize like that it's just a bunch of 1s and 0s, which means electric on and off, which you can apply to, there's a whole system of logic, right, Boolean algebra, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it kind of leads to like this spiral of like, maybe that's sort of some kind of underlying principle to the universe,
universe. Sorry, I'm writing down what you say. The yes, I have noticed. In fact, I think you would actually get along with Pythagoras's religion.
No. I'm just talking in the looking in like the number theory abstract, right? But like, it just seems like like when I guess because computers seem so complex.
Do you know
right?
what Pythagoras's religion was?
No, maybe I'm confusing him with like the Platonic solid guy.
No. Pythagoras is the one that came up with the a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Right, I know that.
Yeah, so like the guy was nuts. He had like a commune and everything. Like there was like cult members, and he was like exiled, but he basically came up with the idea that their God is explained as this, and he would hold up the symbol of the number 1 and say that all things of the universe can be explained entirely with numbers. His religion fell out of favor when they needed to discover the area of a circle, which required irrational numbers in order to discover. And so they basically were saying that their God was irrational. I'm not even kidding. This is real.
Right. What is the square root of 2?
Actually
right?
happened.
Like,
yeah, exactly. No, they needed they would come up with stuff like that and was like, this is irrational. Yeah.
Right. No. I understand irrational. I just, when you look at number theory, I don't know. It seems like more and more things you learn about kind of come back to this sort of Boolean algebra, true, false, 1, 0, on, off type thing. But can I ask you one more question? Maybe we could talk about for a few minutes. Just
sure.
For fun, I guess. And this is probably going to twist your wig a little bit, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody in any way, but do you think that there's any good value in just bear with me, and any good value in fascistic ideas, meaning the concept of order, hierarchy, traditional values? Is there any good qualities that can be taken from those concepts?
No.
You don't like order and hierarchy?
I don't like any of it. Because I think if you wanted to uphold a fascistic idealism, what that means is that you basically have to have a group of people that you are fundamentally pushing down and placing yourself above others. I believe that we as humans are naturally a social species, and it shows empirically that we do a lot better when we work with one another instead of fighting each other all the time. Fascism inherently leads to a have and have not system where one group of people is pushing down another group of people in order to survive. And if I had to ask myself, what would be a better off society? A society where one group is bullying another group, or society B where group A and group B are getting along and they are sharing ideas. Society B is just going to be a fundamentally better idea.
So you don't believe that and please, this is just for mental exercise. Like I don't believe in these ideas. Right? I feel like whenever I try to kind of debate somebody about this, I just want to be able to talk about them. That's all. Right? Is homogeneity in society inherently bad? Like when you look at like Japanese society, things go pretty good there, right? So is there anything good that can come out of homogeneity in society?
No.
You don't think Japanese society is healthy?
I mean, no, I don't. Not at all.
Okay. Can you give me some?
Yeah, I mean, Japan. Here, I'll pull this up. I'll pull it up here real quick. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Sorry, just give me a sec.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, so if you look right here, we can see that Japan has held itself as, effectively protecting its culture and avoiding any foreign influence as much as it can. Say for alliance with the United States, they don't really allow anybody that is like not Japanese to settle in Japan. If we actually look at GDP per capita by country, depending on all of these non-homogeneous societies, you can see Japan is far worse off than all of these other. It actually dipped far below that of, say France, Canada, Germany, Spain, the United Kingdom, the United States. So just empirically by, virtually every metric, you could see here, for example, growth in GDP per capita by country. Japan has just fallen below that of all of their counterparts and have just been kind of like remained stagnant for an extremely long period of time. This is because that they've locked off their economy, and so they won't grow. They're never going to grow unless if they open up their economy and allow foreigners to exist in Japan. Right? They have currently an aging population, and they're only going to continue aging. And there's no amount of new kids is going to make this problem go away.
Is this just how we decide the health of a society is strictly down to GDP, or?
I mean, we can look at purchasing power parity. We can look at
no. Let's look outside. Like, do you think that well, what about I don't know. I know there's like a sort of happiness index that I'm curious as to where they would fall on that.
Yeah, I mean, HDI, if you're talking about the Human Development Index, HDI Japan, it's much lower than that of these other secular countries that have opened up their markets.
No. Happy, there's like a happiness index that I know they've started taking or something like that, where they're
also not very happy either.
Okay, I mean, I'm bringing it up.
I mean,
right
I'll pull
now,
it up if
you
you want. We'll pull up the happiest countries report. Data table.
Okay.
Let's take a look here.
I know Norway's up there, and countries like that.
Yeah, let's see where Japan is.
While you're bringing that up, when you look at countries like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Nordic socialist countries, feel like they've been the reason they've been able to get to the place that they are. They have a lot of diversity now, but they were homogenous for so long, which let them create this sort of incredible welfare states. But can their ideas scale up to a country of 300 million with such a diverse population and political opinions as ours? I don't know if it can.
Hold on, I'm looking for Japan. Give me a sec. So Japan is currently 61. If we look right here, they're number 61 in comparison to other countries. So that means that they are less off than, say, Montenegro, Ecuador, Oman, Paraguay, Philippines, Bahrain, Slovakia, Uzbekistan, Thailand, Nicaragua, Chile. Wow, that's where my family comes from. Jamaica, Latvia. Yo, dude, no joke. I'm just going to tell you right now, they're a lot happier in Jamaica than Japan. I promise you that, bro. There's way too much weed to not be happy in...
I guess the reason I asked that is because
Latvia, Estonia, Vietnam. Vietnam is above Japan. Now that's pathetic. Come on. That is pathetic.
Wow.
That is pathetic. Singapore is better off. France is better off. Kazakhstan is happier. Bruh. Wah. The United States is happier by like a long shot.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical of this, man.
I mean, you pulled up the World Happiness Report.
Right.
I'm just pulling it up.
You're right. I guess the reason.
And it would not surprise me that people are very happy in Costa Rica. Apparently, Costa Rica is number 4, but that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's like a tropical paradise, and they just like drink all the time.
You see, I've seen a lot of people talking about on all sides of the political spectrum, how, you know, the way we are in the West now is depressing and miserable, and they all want to move to the East. So maybe I fell for some kind of biases trap by listening to these people.
I think you have. There's a lot of like propaganda that tries to push people to like right-wing Catholic orthodoxy.
No, I'm talking about moving to the East, moving like to Japan, China.
Yeah, forget that. No, you be happy in the U.S. I promise you that.
Is that a right-wing talk? Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that I would be. Man, Donald Trump cabling that fucking housing bill is making me depressed. I'll tell you that.
Say what with the housing bill?
Fuck. He won't sign it.
What is this housing bill? I've not heard of it.
Yeah, to make housing more affordable.
And he won't sign it? What does it do?
No, he won't sign it, even though it passed by the most incredible majority.
Yeah, it's a bipartisan
both
bill.
Political ends. Something in the House like 95-5 or something. Or
Let me see here.
45-5.
We'll pull it up. Trump cancels signing landmark bipartisan bill aimed at lowering housing costs. President Donald Trump canceled his approval of a landmark bill aimed at lowering Americans' housing costs just hours ahead of a planned signing ceremony at the U.S. Capitol. Both chambers of Congress had earlier approved the legislation in a rare bipartisan move, signaling how pressing the issue has become for American voters across the political divide. Trump wrote on social media that he would not sign the bill until a separate bill on stringent voter ID requirement is passed. What a cunt. What a douchebag. What an asshole. All right. Well, there you go. That's how the cookie crumbles. You know, you said he was going to make things cheaper for the average everyday American, but
I never said that.
I'm not saying that you said, I'm saying he said that. Trump said that. Right?
Yeah, he's regardless of whether I like him or you like him, just objectively, he's ruining any kind of, even amongst his own base, he's ruining what legacy he had amongst them by this term. Man, second terms for presidents are almost always horrible, except for maybe Obama. But like throughout history, every second term has been horrible. It seems like. I wonder why that is.
Maybe. Anyway, I appreciate your call.
Yep, I'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you for the call, Burke. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Discussion about fucking fascism and its
And by the way,
functions.
it's like I know a lot of people bring up like how homogenous like these societies are, like in
it's
Sweden
shit.
and Denmark.
It's shit. Who the hell
They're
wants
not.
this? They're awful.
No, but they're not. That's the thing.
Japan
it's like
isn't
they're saying,
homogenous?
Like, oh, there's this.
It's
this
pretty homogenous.
No, they're not. They're not as no. Okay, they're white, right? It's like there's more white people than not. It doesn't mean they're homogenous, right? It doesn't mean they're like the haplogroups are like from the same thing. Right? That's because in Europe, right, you're gonna have countries with vast majority being white people. They're not homogenous at all, right? It's like there's groups and subgroups because it's like the culture of Europe is in such a way that you're going to have these things, and that by definition is not homogenous, right? If you're just meaning homogenous by like skin color, well, that's a different thing, and it's bullshit. It's useless.
Fortune the Teller 410 says, "Can I call?" Yeah, anybody can call. Anybody can call. Ooh, my music. Here we got that RuneScape music going. You can call the number on the screen. Phone numbers. By the way, if you guys have not hit like on the video, you've not hit subscribe, do consider subscribe. Hit like on that video. I appreciate y'all very much. Thank you. Ooh, 2 calls at the same time. I got to answer one of them, though. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hi, First Amender. I am just a random dude who was driving home from work one day. Your video pops up on my recommended. I click on it, and I call. So, are we on a first name basis here?
Sure. What's your name?
Right. My name is Sam.
What's up, Sam?
I'm doing all right. I just finished carpentry for today, and I'm, oddly enough, not as tired as I usually am. So
Sick.
I'm feeling pretty good. How are you feeling?
Good. I'm feeling great. What would you like to talk about?
So I have two questions, mostly about well, just human history and our behavior, our long-standing tradition of having bad behavior towards people of the LGBT, which only very recently turned around. And there have been times in the past where certain societies viewed them more favorably, yada yada. But tell me if you can pick apart anything in what I'm observing. For the vast majority of human history, humanity has shunned LGBT behaviors, mostly because when you're a society which is struggling with resources, and everyone is expected to put in work, do their work for the long-term goal of making things better for the next generation, it could be natural to perceive that people would think, these two guys over here, I mean, they're cool, but they're not having kids. They're having each other, but they're consuming our resources now. So if us giving them resources, but they're not going to make kids for the future, our village is more likely to fall apart in the rise of other villages that surround us. We can't allow that behavior between these two men. Am I foolish in thinking that humanity's opposition to LGBT behavior in general stems from the need to preserve resources and maintain long-term thinking survival strategies? Because these strategies only really, these dispositions towards LGBT people really only turned around in civilizations that were well off, decadent. I think historians would call this when a society reaches a stage of decadence. So I think I'm done with my thought. What do you think?
I mean, do you believe in these things, or are these just like observational? Are you okay with LGBT people?
This is just an observation. I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. It's just.
Are you okay with the existence of LGBT people?
Of course.
Or do you think that do you legitimately believe that they're like a detriment? Are they a detriment to you?
To me, no. To wider society, no. But what I'm asking is, would they? Do you think it would be a genuine concern that they would have been a detriment to past societies where there were far less resources, far less certainty of the future?
Hang on a sec. A Helms is telling me, dang, 16 watching. Look how huge this channel has gotten. Too bad first offender can't kill Jad. Mr. Completely avoiding me. What's that right there? What is this? Hold on. What's this? What is this? How did I get that? All right, I'm sorry. Okay, Sam. How the fuck did I get a fire cape if I didn't kill Jad, A. Helms? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, we're good. Apologies. Okay, so, I mean, a couple of things. Like, number one, there's like a presumption in what you're saying that it's like negative towards humanity to have gay couples?
No, my presumption is just based on, I mean, this is my observation. Most of humanity for most of human history has been anti.
Yeah, you don't need to repeat it. I wrote down what you said.
Right. He's just wrong.
I wrote down what you said. You don't have to repeat it. But yeah. So the problem is that once again, like animals, and including humans, what happens is that when they are gay, they will often bring in offspring that are abandoned. So it actually helps the tribe. It doesn't hurt the tribe to have gay couples.
Okay. Okay, so I think that makes sense, obviously, for the animal kingdom, because animals are instinctual beings. But for humans, could we have been like deceived into thinking, like focusing too much on long-term behaviors? What I'm asking is, why did we even become anti-LGBT in the first place?
Because of religion.
Okay, so if religion is man-made, then why, if LGBT behavior is perfectly natural for humanity to exhibit from time to time in each own respective cases, right? And if religion is man-made, why would we create religion to be anti-LGBT? Why wouldn't I thought the whole point of religion was we
because religion
operates on what we believe.
No, religion operates on the basis of control, and the Christians went on giant crusades, stomping on any cultures that went against their Christianity and forced those cultures in favor of Christianity across the New World, including Africa, which is why you observe today the anti-LGBT sentiment.
Well,
it literally stems from colonialism and Christianity.
I'm not denying that, but surely you know that there were many examples before Christianity even became a thing of anti-LGBT disposition in populations, right?
Like what?
Well, let me try to think of one off the top of my head. Like, for one, the Greeks, the ancient Greeks, before Christianity rose up, always had problems with pederasty, despite what historians will say. Pederasty was not widespread. It was a very small, almost never done thing. It was only really done by elites, if anyone, the scholar class.
We're not talking about pederasty. Okay. And you brought up as an example for anti-LGBT dispositions prior to Christianity, and then your argument was the Greeks, which is literally one of the gayest cultures ever.
I'm sorry. The reason I brought up the Greeks and pederasty is simply because pederasty is the practice of when a teacher, a professor, and student are having a go at it, you know?
When I'm talking about LGBTQ representation, right?
Okay.
You realize I'm not referring to minors and adults, right?
Yes, I'm not trying to look at it from that vantage point.
So creating an equivocation to pederasty and LGBT representation isn't really a good argument. And also, I asked you to come up with an example of anti-LGBT dispositions prior to Christianity, and you brought up literally the gayest culture you could imagine.
That was not my intention to focus on the pedophilic portion of
that. All right, so maybe we could pick another culture, because obviously they're gay as fuck.
Okay, because it is also common that in pederasty, in the Greek
Why are you still talking about child and adult?
Because
we're not talking about that.
Lots of them were not children. That's my point. I'm trying
Pederasty is literally referring to sexual engagement between children and adults. So that's not what I'm arguing.
Maybe I'm using the wrong term then, but...
Here, I'll pull up pederasty definition. Pederasty refers to same-sex sexual romantic relationship between an adult man and an adolescent boy. So
I was not aware of the adolescent specification. I thought it was strictly a thing between teacher and student. And I was under the assumption that the scholar class of ancient Greek,
well, maybe we can come up with an anti-LGBT disposition prior to Christianity.
Okay. Yeah, if you would search that, that would be great.
You want me to look that up?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ancient views were very different from the modern ideas of sexuality. Instead, a society-wide homophobic label, many ancient cultures simply punished specific same-sex roles or acts that challenged their strict ideas about gender. So ancient Hebrews had foundational texts of ancient Judaism explicitly banning certain male same-sex acts. These actions were condemned as a rejection of traditional family structures and religious purity. Ancient Greeks, being famous for accepting same-sex relationships, this acceptance had strict limits. And in ancient Romans allowed men to have sex with other men, but only if the partner was a slave, a foreigner, or a social inferior. The Aztecs, pre-contact Mexica Aztec society, had very strict laws. They punished homosexual behavior with the death penalty. In Germanic tribes, such as Tacitus wrote that Germanic tribes severely stigmatized homosexuality. They often executed men accused of these acts by drowning them in swamps.
Okay, yeah, those are some pretty good examples, wide and across the board. Thank you for bringing that up.
Okay.
Right. So my point is, like, why did any civilization come to view it as negative in the first place? Like, do you think it has to do with the fact, well, you said as a vector of control, obviously, but why would they even want to control that? What do you think there was ever any, like, now what am I saying? Do you think there was ever any, like, cognitive reason beyond just, ooh, I think that's gross and I'm the ruler class, so I say no? Do you think there was any, like, actual conditions that would cause LGBT behavior to just be viewed as bad? Like,
asking why being left-handed was stigmatized by people, because it's irrational. That's why.
I mean, I think, like, maybe it's possible that there's groups of people that look at, like, population growth and then sees it as not conducive to population growth. I could see that.
Okay.
But I mean, we have enough people. We're good. We're good on the people department, and there will always be
yes.
People.
Yes.
It also doesn't include that there aren't gay people that can, in fact, have children. In fact, there are gay people that do have children. So it's just an outdated worldview.
Yes. Everything I've talked about thus far is not meant to prescribe anything about today's society. Obviously, today in our abundance, we have surpassed the struggles that ancient peoples have. I'm mostly talking about the context of why did the ancient peoples come to these conclusions? Because obviously we are emerging out of the assumptions that the ancient peoples had. So obviously we are no longer, I mean,
obviously that's not a justification to be anti-LGBT, right?
Correct. It's not a justification.
Okay. Cool.
But what I'm wondering is, why did ancient peoples come to this conclusion in the first place?
Yeah.
But
I mean, like again, colonialization did spread some pretty strict legal systems, and it would not surprise me that there are really ancient cultures that need to have as many babies as possible in order to survive.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you are in agreement with me that it is possible ancient peoples came to that conclusion simply for population upkeep purposes.
I mean, if you're talking like pre-colonialization, that's likely where that would stem from.
That is what I am referring to, because I consider colonialization the birth of modern man. So, like, I'm talking about ancients. I'm not talking about modern.
That's odd. I think like modern man is over 230,000 years old.
Oh, I don't mean in an anthropology sense. I mean,
yeah, like if I looked at like an Aztec, I wouldn't say like they're an ancient man. It would just be a man.
They were a few tiers behind on the civilization tier advancement plot. I don't think that's a little. I don't think that's odd to
Is it fair to say that the Greeks were a few tiers behind advancement, considering that it was the Arabics that came up with the numeric system, and the Greeks had an inferior system for numerics, in fact, using Roman numerals to do their math, rendering them completely incapable of doing any algebra whatsoever?
Yeah, that's a valid point, obviously. Well, this is interesting. So, math is a human invention meant to observe a pre-existing predicate, if I'm remembering your last call correctly.
Yes.
Right. So,
I'm just saying, would the Arabics, based on, since you seem to argue a superiority of, say, people that are further along the technological chart, a Civ 6 technological chart, wouldn't it be fair to say that the Arabs were ahead of Greeks?
yes, obviously. I mean,
and so they would
Greeks,
be superior
Arabs,
by your
the Romans
metric?
were all kind of neck and neck in that region.
No, they were not neck and neck. The Muslims had the Romans beat by a long shot. Wasn't even close.
Yes. For a time, they were probably neck and neck, and then they
were
decided,
sitting there going over algebra.
And
they were doing algebra, right? Whereas, the Greeks did not have that capability.
I'll be frank. I don't know much about the history of mathematics.
Yeah,
so
you should probably look up. I mean, just hear the word.
I'm not going to argue
algebra, right? Do you really think that's a Greek word or a white man's word? Algebra. Let's work with it together. Algebra. Do you see?
Yeah,
they have an al. There's literally an al at the beginning. It's
algebra.
Clearly Arabic.
Inshallah, algebra. Yeah. Yes. I understand. Right. I don't know much about the history of mathematics or how different civilizations developed them. I just know that they give me a headache, so I'm just going to surrender that one to you.
Right.
I also was not in opposition to you saying that the Arabs were more advanced than the Greeks. Obviously they were. But the ancient Aztecs, although they built some wild, impressive shit, correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember if it's the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, the Olmecs. They didn't invent the wheel, but they had all these fucking roads. So, yeah.
Did they not? No, they definitely had the wheel.
They had the wheel.
They had the wheel.
I'm trying to remember.
They didn't
there
have
was
horses.
One of them,
that's why they couldn't get carts.
Yeah, they didn't. It turns out they didn't have horses. That's why they didn't have carts. But they did have the wheel.
There are human-drawn carts. Yeah, okay.
I'm just saying, if you don't have horses, you're probably not going to drag around giant carts.
Wheelbarrow. Yeah, giant
my
carts.
point?
I get that. Yeah, I get that. Okay.
I don't know. I don't like I guess it comes off as Western superiority when it's in reality the West borrowed ideas from lots of different cultures, and a lot of the times, they got ignored by the cultures that contributed to Western society, such as algebra as an example. And there's this underlying desire of white superiority, which it drives me crazy. I think we do better by working together instead of stealing ideas from each other and not cooperating, I guess. And if there's this idea that white people better, then you're going to miss some stuff that would be otherwise quite useful.
Well, duh. Yeah, again, I'm getting the Aztecs, the Olmecs, the Mayans, the Incas all mixed up and jumbled up. I haven't thought about them since high school. But one of them, they made 8,000. They bioengineered through selective breeding 8,000 different varieties of potatoes. They figured out rotating crops by first burning a field, waiting for, I think, 17 or 21 years. And then that field that was burned would become turbo nutrient, and whatever grew there would explode after they waited 17 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And look at their temples. Look at the waterway, the aqueducts that they would do boats through to get around. All of that super impressive. Other shit that is very questionable is, you know, sacrifices to make the sun rise every day. The warrior class gets
They
to
weren't
have
doing
its pick
that.
of any women in the village, even if
What
she's
about
married or not.
what about consuming the blood and flesh of your god?
Are you referring to the fact that they believed that? Oh wait, you're referring to Christians. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm referring to Christians.
Sorry, I thought you were referring to
Yeah,
the
Texans are
Aztecs, how they
Christians.
believed that the gods made
I'm
humans
just saying,
by
like,
combining
we in the
corn with-
West believe in all sorts of insane crap. Like, do you really like do you have any idea how many grown adults think that angels are real?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, like, you
Right, but
realize
there
that
are religious
most of the West
practices.
looks at that and goes, "What? Do you believe in leprechauns too? Like, do you believe in giants and
Right. The Tooth Fairy,
dragons?"
Santa Claus, Jesus. Yeah. But like, I mean, it is hard to deny that the Aztec religious practices were far and away way more savage than any other religion that really comes to mind, because
Wrong.
it seems like they almost prided themselves
Islam.
specifically on the torture.
Wrong.
I mean, have you heard of
Christianity
the
was
flayed
very
priests?
brutal. Catholicism
Yes.
was extremely brutal. We would
Yes, I
literally
don't
murder
deny that.
people, women especially, for being witches.
I
We would
don't deny
offer
that.
sacrifices to God. We literally did do this. It was only until
Yes,
you had deism where they made arguments saying that we couldn't empirically prove or disprove the existence of a God, and that God doesn't actually act within the universe. And so therefore it doesn't make sense to create sacrifices under the basis to please a God that may or may not respond.
Yes,
That
I
was the
understand
deist
everything
principle,
you're
and that's
saying.
why we stopped sacrificing. But we did, as Christians, sacrifice humans. So for us to point at a completely separate culture that did, you know, grotesque sacrifices, you know, Christianity isn't exactly known for, you know, its piety and avoiding sacrifices. Have you ever heard of penitent people?
Yes, they lashed themselves with whips on the back, and
Yeah, that's
yes.
insane.
Like in
So,
Asia,
You know, that's
they
insane.
thank you for
crucified
bringing up these
themselves
examples.
every
It is
year.
a little insane.
That's insane. Like, bro, like,
it
let's
is.
just be honest with ourselves.
It's pretty kinky too.
It is. It's super kinky. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I brought up the Aztecs as being particularly savage and brutal in my mind is, do you know the example of the flayed priests that they had?
No.
Okay, so there was a notable example. I think De Soto witnessed this, where there were two tribes, and the nobles of one tribe were approached by the royals of another, and these were two opposing tribes. And they said, "Look, we don't want any more opposition between us. We're wasting manpower. We could cooperate together. We want your noble daughter to marry one of our royal priests, and then we can be unified, right?" And they're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. So they have a feast, they get married, the noble gives his daughter to the royal of the other tribe, and they go away. He comes back I think weeks or a month later, wearing the daughter's skin.
All right. So let's, and this is Aztec, you said?
I can't remember if it's Aztecs, but it's one of those more ancient South American. And I may be wrong, but I think De Soto witnessed this. I can't remember.
Okay. I've never heard of this story.
If you Google flayed priest, it should come up.
Okay. Do you mind ChatGPT?
Go ahead.
All right. So I wrote down what you said, and I'm just saying, is this... So the short answer is there's elements of truth mixed in with a story that's probably exaggerated or conflated. The breakdown is the practice of ritual flaying absolutely did exist in Aztec civilization. Priests devoted to their god Zipetotec, our lord, the flayed one, sometimes wore skins of sacrificial victims during religious ceremonies, particularly the festival of... It's going to be hard to say.
You don't have to try to pronounce that. You don't have to try.
Tlaxepehuatzli. This was well documented by both indigenous codices and Spanish chroniclers. However, the specific story you describe is much murkier. You mentioned Hernando de Soto witnessing it. That's unlikely for several reasons. De Soto explored what is now southeastern United States, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi between 1539 and 1542. He never visited the Aztec Empire in central Mexico. By the time De Soto arrived in North America, the Aztec Empire had already fallen in 1521. There are accounts from De Soto's expedition of indigenous peoples practicing warfare, ritual executions, in some cases keeping body parts as trophies, but nothing widely accepted matching the bride returns wearing daughter's skin narrative. There is, however, a similar story recorded by other Spanish sources around central Mexico. A ruler requested a noblewoman as part of a political alliance. Instead of becoming a queen, she was sacrificed. During a ceremony, her father discovered that a priest was wearing her flayed skin. This account is associated with traditions surrounding the ruler Nezahualcóyotl or other Central American Mexican histories, depending on the version, but historians debate the details because these stories come from a colonial era chronicles that sometimes mix history, legend, and political propaganda. So it's really hard to determine whether or not this even happened.
Okay, but I think historians agree that the flaying definitely happened.
There's a lot of political propaganda that does exist. But there are
that's fine.
Aztec priests that were historically found wearing human skin. This is historically well documented. Human sacrifice on a large scale, also well documented. The political marriage ending with a bride being sacrificed to the priest wearing her skin. There are versions of that story in colonial sources alone, but the details are highly disputed. And De Soto witnessing Aztecs? No, that's impossible. That never happened.
Okay. De Soto was just a false memory I developed probably from the Road to El Dorado movie. Yep. I think the flayed priest is actually connected to not Columbus, but like an expedition after Columbus. I might be wrong about that. But thank you for searching that up for me. So the Christian Crusades obviously were brutal, absolutely. But I would view that more as an example of this is war between nations, and religion is just an extremely effective tool for influencing the masses to your ideals. But the example of the Aztecs, I don't think we can conclusively know anything about the politics of the Aztecs and their surrounding tribes that they were living alongside of or in opposition to. But would you agree that, like, the Crusades are more of a war politic thing, whereas the Aztec flaying practice, sacrifice practice, that's just
you're talking the Crusades that you're talking about. That was a time. It was. They massacred civilians. They went after Muslims. They went after Jews, even Eastern Christians. It was horrendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's probably one of the worst. Yeah, that's, I don't know why people glorify those times. It was literally like an ethnic genocide. It was just a nightmare for everyone involved, right? To sit there and glorify that was just terrible.
There's the jihad that happened before it, but now
who
we're
are
getting into a
we
tit
as
for
Christians?
tat.
If you're a Christian, how could somebody honestly, say that Christianity is in the right and jihad is in the wrong. Mind you, right? I'm not in favor of either of these. These are both horrendous. I'm just saying, we're looking at, hey, look at these groups over here that do a jihad. Well, Christians also had their own jihad.
Yeah, obviously. Now we get to a tit for tat thing, and then
you know what a jihad means, right? It doesn't.
Of course. Okay. So Islam means submission to Allah. If I think I'm right about that.
If what means jihad submission to Allah?
Means...
Islam.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think either Islam. Sharia means submission to Allah. Jihad
Islam
means to spread, I think, or to spread the word. I can't remember.
No, Sharia just means the law. So Sharia means the law. Islam means submission to Allah.
Anyway.
And jihad means
Thank you
struggle.
so much for all this. Would you take another question, or do you think is there someone else in the queue?
I can take one more question. I mean, we did get some calls, but that's okay. I'll take one more question if it's quick.
Well, if there's other people who want to call, then I'm just going to end it.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate your call, Sam.
Anyway,
are you subscribed?
Thank you. I am not subscribed. I don't use YouTube much. I just kind of browse music. Thank you, though.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. See, my main issue is I guess an inherent desire of superiority or Western superiority that I've noticed. This is especially true.
Yeah, it's a Western talking point. It's
a
Western talking point.
And it's
I swear, this idea of the superior culture. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Imagine Christians created the Salem witch trials, and then we look at Aztecs and are like, look, they're wearing human skin. And it's okay, but I mean, don't you every Sunday say that you guys literally eat the flesh and blood of your God? What is this? It's so weird. Why do we not put it?
One of them.
If you're looking,
one of them's quite different, right? One of them's sacrificing humans than eating their flesh, and then one of them is here's some bread, here's some wine. This is metaphorically.
Yeah, but
I mean, I get it, but you get my point,
It's not
right?
metaphorical.
It's weird. It's weird.
You're just wrong. In Catholicism, they're not taking that as a metaphor, right? When they're saying you're drinking the blood and eating the flesh, that's what they mean. It's not a metaphor. That's literally the transubstantiation of the whole thing, right? So it's so people, when they're doing that, they truly believe that's happening.
By the way, we are taking calls. Hold on a sec. Hold on. So we are taking calls. Phone number is 202-998-5218. I can see that we got somebody new here. I don't know if you're interested in having a conversation, James, or you're just listening in. Up to you.
I love to chat. I like to ask you about a different topic, though, if that's okay.
Let me get your name.
Me?
I think it's James.
Yeah, James. All right, James. What would you like to talk about?
Okay, so my question is about Israel. First, I'm new to this, so I'd like to just get your overall perspective. Do you think it's a genocide?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay. What do you think Israel should have done after October 7th?
Go for the people that actually did the whole thing. They should have went with their
I would say to enter
against
into
the people that did it.
I think they should have taken a log entry book into the United States playbook after 9/11 and do the literal opposite of what we did, which was to go in and invade the Middle East in a long-standing war that caused the death of thousands of people, and just simply entered into negotiations.
Which they also did.
That would be what I would have done. Yeah, after October 7th, quell the chaos, and then enter into negotiations.
Okay.
With Gaza.
How would they have quelled the chaos? What do you mean?
You would have to enter negotiations with Palestinians and see what it is that happened there and why. What are they looking for?
Do you think it was justified, their response? Do you think what they actually did? Do you think that was justified and proportional to what happened?
Sorry, I didn't want to blindside them with two separate people. I don't know, James. Did you want to have the discussion with Daniel Hume or James or myself?
I'm okay with both of you. I'm just looking to kind of.
Hey, I was trying to spare you. Now you're in trouble.
Oh my goodness, you just
I appreciate
subscribed.
that.
Oh, man,
Mr.
James,
Reason
are
just
you
subscribed.
fairly-
Thank you very much,
James, are you
Mr.
fairly-
Reason.
You just subscribed.
James, are you
sorry?
fairly
Wow.
pro-Israel?
Sorry, one more time.
Are you fairly pro-Israel?
I would say so.
Tell you what, I'll back you up. I got you.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You're pro-Israel? Are you pro what they have done in Gaza?
I'd say so, generally. At this point, the wars are justified, but like generally, like in the first 2 years, I'd say they were pretty solid at what they were doing.
I mean, it was a genocide in the first 2 years too. I mean, it was
Absolutely
a genocide
not.
from the beginning.
It's
No,
not
of course,
genocide now,
absolutely,
even.
yes.
So
No,
hold on.
absolutely
So
not.
now, are you saying like now it is a genocide, but back 2 years ago it was not a genocide?
No, I'm saying like if there's any case for genocide, the best you could do is now, but even that, it's a pretty weak case.
No, it's an extremely strong case, and that's why like the vast majority
What
of
is
like
your
genocide scholars
basis? What is your
agree with
basis for
us.
the definition of genocide?
The UN.
Okay, yeah, I would
so
use
it,
the same
it fits
thing.
100%.
Daniel, can you define to me like some of the elements of genocide, Daniel?
Yeah, we can look exactly at the UN Charter.
Wait, hold
You
on.
wanna do
I
that?
don't want you to look it up, right? I'm assuming you know what they generally are.
Well, let's
Here,
pull it
Daniel.
up.
Using the word.
Yeah, do
Wait,
you
hold on,
think I
wait.
have to know everything by
I
heart?
didn't
It's
ask
like,
you to
what?
know everything. I asked you for some of the elements.
So
Like, I can name them,
Article
right? I
2
can name
we
the
can-
pen, I
of
can
the
name, like,
Convention
can
of
look
the...
at it.
Hey, guys, what's going on? One at a time, please.
Here,
So the United
can I-
Nations definition of genocide comes from the Convention of the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, the Genocide Convention. Article 2 specifically says genocide means any of the following acts committed with the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group as such. Number 1, killing members of the group, Palestinians, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of that group. Okay, that's done. Deliberately
Not done.
inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part, based
Can I jump
on
in for
the
a
lack of food and how they denied access of water, food, and electricity, including by humanitarian efforts. This is empirically observed. I would say
Okay.
it matches that criteria.
Can I jump in for a sec?
Hold on, we're not
Yeah.
done with the definition.
I agree that they've met several conditions already. So there's no need
I
to-
argue that they've met every condition.
They've only met maybe
Yeah,
one.
they only need to meet one to be a
I've already
genocide.
done
I said
three.
maybe
All of
one,
them.
Daniel. I don't know if you heard that. I said maybe
all
one.
of
You're
them.
missing
I've
the
already done
intention.
No, it's
three,
all
and
of
they've
them.
matched
You're
all
missing-
three
you're
of
missing
those.
the intention part.
I've
right?
done
The
all
intention
three
is
of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
those.
but the
part.
intent is actually
No.
pretty clear. Yeah, because
Oh,
Their
really?
intent
a
at
lot about it.
killing
So-
Palestinian. Why would you say why would the Israeli Land Authority deny access of Palestinians' ability to purchase land?
Okay, can I get your
that's
name,
irrelevant,
First
yeah.
Amender?
But I'm just saying, right? Like they're very specific in targeting Palestinians here, right? And you're saying
No.
that it's not
It's not
targeting Palestinians.
No, hold on,
clearly
you're not-
targeting
you don't even know the argument.
Palestinians.
You don't even know the argument. The argument says it's not
Wait.
genocide because there's not an intention to destroy in whole or in part the people of
Are
Palestine.
they destroying Palestinians in part?
Wait, guys, can
Yeah,
I just
not
ask a few
Okay, so
questions
it's an
kind
ethnic
of for the sake
genocide.
of-
Yeah, Amanda,
Wait, so,
Amanda,
wait, oh,
water is just like
Amanda,
trolling
that's
right now.
Amanda, no, Daniel.
I think he's
I
just
don't
literally
need to-
trolling
no,
right
Daniel,
now.
I
Okay, I'm
get
just going to mute you for a bit, just a second. I think he's trolling. I know him from MDD. He's just gonna do this like all over again, and like I think he's taking time from James, and I think James actually wants to have like a
All right,
good
well, let's
faith
do
discussion.
let's do
and-
James then. Let's hear out
Yeah.
James.
Okay, you guys are welcome to ask me as many questions as you'd like, but let's just finish one train of thought first. So,
Yeah.
okay, so we have Daniel here. What's your name? First Amender, or should I just call you First Amender?
First Amender.
Just First Amender. Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. So both of you think that there's a genocide happening. When you say genocide, what do you mean without looking at the definition? Or do you simply mean the definition?
The definition, the UN Charter of what is labeled as an ethnic genocide.
Okay.
Like genocide is a technical term, right? So
Yeah,
just
it's a
so we're
very-
very clear,
yeah, it's a
genocide
very
is not
clear
something that you
legal
use like
technical term.
colloquially.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, right? So it's like, because it's a very technical term, you have to go to the definition. And the one definition that we have is the UN Charter definition of genocide, right? So when South Africa actually went to the ICC and started the trial for genocide against Israel, right? That's what they used, right? And it's like, if you ever want to know exactly what's happening, you should read South Africa's case, right, that they put forward at the ICC, right? Because in that legal document, they go through the intent and they go through like every line of the genocide definition, right? And they show exactly how they did it. And most importantly, because this is the most important part, they did it with the intent, right? So the intent was there, right? And they proved it because at every level of like the government in Israel, they clearly demonstrated the intent with the things they said, right, prior and during the genocide.
Okay, so give me your strongest argument to demonstrate intent.
Again, it's like you need to look at the declarations, right, that they had. You have to look at the fact that they, for example, I don't remember which minister said, oh, we need to starve them. And after he said we need to starve them, they started to starve them, right? We need to look at their declarations when they were, doing all this Amalek stuff, right? And again, it's like, if you know what Amalek is, you need to read the Old Testament. And what happened to the Amalekites, which was like another genocide that's being described in the Bible, right? So it's like, all these statements, all the statements that the Israeli government people had, they were showing the intent, right? Because they made the statement and then they did the action, right? Okay. So when that happens, and that's why if you're going to go to like all the all the genocide scholars in the world, right? Like the vast majority of them, and the vast majority of like humanitarian organizations, right? And people that care about these things, and they study them, and they gather the data, they all agree. The UN agrees is a genocide, right? And it's like, and just think about this, right? It's like when we use the term genocide, we use the UN Charter, right? And the UN is saying it's a genocide.
There's
and
also
the
like
ICC
multiple
is going to
bits.
say the same thing, but it's going to take a while.
There's also multiple bits of evidence, like specifically with Netanyahu, as well as like his senior cabinet officials, that argue a genocidal intent. Like, do you remember that Netanyahu had created an invocation of Amalek?
I'm not too familiar with the Amalek stuff.
Okay, well, Amalek is an ancient nomadic tribe described in the Hebrew Bible as the sworn enemy of the Israelites. And in Jewish tradition, they represent as the ultimate symbol of evil and baseless hatred. And their name is linked to the concept of cynicism and doubt. So his invocation of Amalek after the October 7th attacks, one could argue that biblical reference is evoking a command to destroy an entire people. And it can also be described as intentionally dehumanizing Palestinians.
Okay. Was he referring to Palestinians when he said that? Or could he have been referring to Hamas?
I mean, I guess
no,
like that's, wasn't. Well, critics say that he was saying Hamas, not Palestinians.
Okay.
But
that's not the case, because if you read the story of the Amalekites, right? When God says go on and kill the Amalekites, he doesn't just say kill the fighting men of the Amalekites, right? He says kill men, women, child, oxen, sheep, right? Like everything, right?
Well,
like
he also said like
humans and animals.
He has statements that promise like his quote unquote unprecedented might against Gaza, and that could also be described as alleging a genocidal intent. Beyond that, right, just Netanyahu alone, there's more in that courts and investigators also were able to look at statements from senior Israeli ministers, and they found that they were calling for actions such as depopulating Gaza and denying that civilians are uninvolved.
And by the way, I put in the side chat, James, I also tagged you in the side chat. I sent you a link to the PDF of the South African case against Israel at the ICJ.
Okay. I
So
appreciate
whenever you
that.
have the time, you can look at it, right? So you see, we're not just talking out of our asses, right? This is literally what is happening and what the ICJ is actually, looking into right now.
Okay, I
Question.
appreciate that. So most of what you guys have said, and I believe both of you are acting in good faith, so I respect that. Most of what you said have been statements that seem that they could be interpreted as, wanting to kind of take out Gaza, the population. I think a lot of these statements could also be interpreted as wanting to take out Hamas. On top of that,
how do you determine the difference between a Palestinian and a Hamas agent?
I'm sorry?
How do you determine the difference between a Palestinian and Hamas?
It's very hard because in battle, Hamas doesn't wear uniforms. Do they?
Between a Palestinian and Hamas. And you said it's hard.
It's difficult because in battle,
because
Hamas
they don't wear
wears plain civilian
because
clothes.
they wear civilian clothes. I agree. Isn't that the problem?
That is the problem. I condemn Hamas for that. Do you?
But isn't really a matter of condemning Hamas. It's the fact that Netanyahu can just claim Hamas and then kill as many Palestinians as he likes, considering that you just admitted that you cannot discern the difference between a Palestinian and Hamas.
Okay. So under the case that you're fighting against people who you can't tell the difference, what do you believe you should do?
Not fight.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly what you should
You're going
never
up
do.
against an endless you're going up against an endless guerrilla warfare that would be a freaking nightmare and a humanitarian disaster. I would be like, hell no, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. But that's obvious.
So, James,
to me.
it's like one of the things that you would never do, right? Let's say you can't tell apart which one is Hamas, which one is like a young man that is not part of Hamas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think shooting kids in the head with snipers, do you think that's a good way of tackling Hamas?
That doesn't sound like a genuine question.
What about denying food and water?
No, I'm asking you because this is what is happening, right? It's
what about
like,
denying
even
food
now
and water
with this,
and electricity?
With this
From
ceasefire,
humanitarian
it's like what's happening in the ceasefire. They're still killing people while they're getting water for their families, including kids, right? While they're at like food centers getting food for their families, right?
Okay.
And it's definitely not Hamas, right? Do you think double taps are like a good way of like dealing with Hamas? Do you think having this war in Gaza that killed more journalists than every war in the 20th century, do you think that's tackling Hamas? Do you think killing people, killing paramedics, do you think that's a good way of tackling Hamas? Because, by the way, they're doing the same thing that they're doing in Gaza. They're doing it right now, but in Lebanon, right? And instead of saying, oh, it's Hamas, now it's Hezbollah.
The Greek chef is saying, who shot kids? Daniel is talking shit. That's wrong. Empirically, they did shoot kids. That is true. That's not up for debate.
Okay. If there is an incident where an IDF soldier shot a kid in the head or anywhere for no reason whatsoever, they were imposing a threat, they weren't holding a gun, etc., and they shot them just out of hate, both of us can condemn that. Everyone would condemn that.
Oh yeah, no, we can both condemn that. The thing is, it's like, how many soldiers do you think were put on trial for doing this war
Just
crimes?
FYI, is supplementing information here. Not a normal war. Doctors say children have been targeted by Israeli snipers in Gaza. IDF says it completely rejects charge that its soldiers deliberately fired on any of the thousands of civilians killed in the Israeli offensive. We literally can see a child here with a gunshot wound, hospitalized with a gunshot wound at the European Public Hospital near Rafah, Gaza in February of 2024. So yes, there's another one, another child who
being shot in the head.
Gaza receiving care for brain and facial injuries at the European Hospital in Rafah. So yeah, it's yeah. So not fake, very real.
I never said it was fake. I said if
I
there
just
were
want to
any
say, I'm not saying you said it. I'm saying the Greek chef said that didn't happen when empirically that did happen.
Okay. Well, for the sake of argument, let's assume it did happen, and there were some very bad Israeli soldiers that did it. Both of us can condemn them, and both of us can condemn the government if they didn't throw them in jail. That's not a point I'm debating here.
Okay. So what is the point you're debating?
So
that is not a genocide?
That's kind of the original point, but just going from where I kind of left off here. So there's a couple points I brought up that we kind of got into different topics, but one of the questions I had is, do you believe that in a war, if one side stops wearing uniforms and it's impossible to differentiate who is who, what do you think the other side should do in that war? Should they just stop and give up?
Oh, did I say that? Also, if we're gonna say it's a, I'm literally responding to you, right?
Okay.
Just to be very clear, because like these things happen in the past too, right? So if you go in the Warsaw Ghetto uprising, they didn't wear uniforms, right? So it's like if you're saying that the Israeli army, the IDF, is entitled to do what they're doing, then you would also have to agree that the Nazi army was entitled to do what they did, right? Because, they didn't really wear uniforms. So how could they tell them apart? Is that a kid or is that a member of like the resistance /
Can I
Hamas,
just give some
right?
additional context to
we
this?
just don't know, right? Like these things. And that's not the case, right? Because Gaza is one of the most surveilled areas on the planet, right? They themselves bragged that they know everything that's happening in Gaza. When a fly flies, they know exactly where it flies and where it goes to, right? And how many flies there are. So, but apparently, they know all these things. But then, whenever they want to kill one allegedly Hamas fighter, they have the need to bomb like an entire block of apartments and just kill like everybody, right? They're literally vaporizing people, right? And that's why if you go into northern Gaza, it's just like a wasteland. Why? Because they did it systematically. That's what they wanted from the beginning. Like nobody does that level of devastation, right? Because look, it's like the amount of Hamas fighters is like what, like 3-5% of the population of Gaza, and I think I'm over exaggerating with the 5%. Right, so it's like it's not millions, right? It's tens of thousands at most. But yet, they didn't care, right? They bombed everything, and every time they bombed the hospital, when they destroyed the Gaza University, when they destroyed like everything that had to do with like the Palestinian cultural stuff, they said, "Oh, Hamas, everything." But everything was blamed on Hamas. Right? It's like when we found paramedics with bullets in their heads from the back and buried in like together with their like car, right? Oh, it's Hamas, right?
So
like everything is Hamas.
Hold on, I want to I feel like that we've been forced to be on the defensive here when we're sitting here having to justify how it is a genocide, and I feel that if you match even one of the criteria based on the United Nations Charter and observing, right, from many different legal scholars, there's UN investigators, as well as South Africa, that did say that Netanyahu's policies and do provide evidence of a very clear genocidal intent. We're convinced by that. You're not convinced by that. Why are you not convinced by that?
Okay, so I've had the chance, just to be clear, to maybe ask 2 or 3 questions, but not actually go deep enough to get what you guys think. So I've said, what should they do? And instead of responding directly, things have pivoted. That's okay. But if you want me to now go on the defensive, that's okay. I'm happy to. But can we go back to my line of questioning after?
I feel like we have answered many of your questions, and I would just prefer that if you can explain, why are you not convinced with the genocide based on all the evidence we have provided to you?
Okay, just to clarify, I've asked 3 questions so far. Just just so we're clear.
All right.
However, I'll respond to
Why
your
are
question.
you not convinced by
I've literally only
the
asked you one
genocide
question that you did
argument?
not answer me.
What's the question?
Why are you not convinced by
Well-
genocide given all the evidence we have provided you?
That's Amanda's question.
That's what?
That's Amender's question. That's my question. Why are you not convinced by genocide given all the evidence we have provided you?
Okay, so let's. First of all, I can't answer in one sentence. So I want to just clarify your position a little bit before I can sort of like I want to make sure we're on the same page. So
is there any way that you could just explain it without meta and just explain it, right? Just answer the question instead of preamble.
Okay, sure. I think if I had to kind of put it in one sentence or two, it's because a lot of what you've said have been things that can happen in a war, in an aggressive war to take out Hamas, that can simply be explained by an attempt to defeat Hamas without it necessarily being genocide. So for example, do you know what percentage of buildings were damaged or destroyed in Gaza?
I thought it was like
It's
over
about-
70%.
It's about 70%. Let's call it 80%. If Israel wanted to kill as many people as possible, or even a large percent of people, you would expect that the number of people killed would be somewhat close to that number. It wouldn't have to be 70% per se, but if a lot of people are in buildings, how would they know to leave those buildings so that they can avoid getting killed? Obviously, it's because Israel told them to move to a different spot so they could destroy the buildings and avoid people getting killed. Do you know what percentage of people got killed, including Hamas?
We don't know because
I already,
Israel doesn't
hold
let
on,
the
I
people
already
going
disagree
in.
with that framing because I recall
Okay.
specifically that Israel told the Gazan people to go to Rafah and then literally hours later bomb Rafah.
Okay, so how is it that 70% of basically Gaza's infrastructure got destroyed, but 3% of people were killed, including Hamas? Why is that the case if Israel's intent was to kill as many people as possible?
So are they going after?
This is a straw man.
Tell me how.
Well, of course, it's a straw man because again, it's like if we're going to the genocide definition, in the genocide definition, in nowhere does it say you have to kill everybody, right?
I'm not saying
Like
everybody.
Can I just
your
make this
intention
clear?
does not have to be to just
That's not
kill
what I said.
everybody.
I
Can I
didn't
just
say
make this
everybody.
telling
super
you
clear for a
what the
second?
thing is.
I didn't say it's everybody. I said, why is it 3%? A very, very small percentage of the infrastructure getting destroyed. Why isn't it close?
Wait. Can you repeat? Can you repeat? Where's this 3% you're talking about?
3% of people in Gaza were killed. That's not the civilian population.
Oh, we don't know that. That's what you think. But we have studies like from the Lancet, where they say it's most likely like above 200,000 people, right, that are being killed.
Daniel,
The reality is just a second. The reality is it's like we don't know how many victims there are in Gaza because they made sure to destroy the Gaza health ministry, right, which was actually like giving out numbers, right, and once it was destroyed, zero numbers are going out from Gaza.
Zero
Okay?
numbers are
And it's
coming from Gaza.
Yeah, zero numbers are going out from Gaza. It's like we don't know.
The
It's like,
numbers stopped
and this
getting
is
updated?
this is why this is why you have to go to people that actually know how to count the dead, right? In this type of conflicts, right? And it's like what they can tell you. They can tell you that the actual victims right now in Gaza, right? They're way more than you think, right? And I'm going to give you in the side chat. And this is an older Lancet study. This is from 2024, right? And those numbers are like from 2024. And the thing is, it's like if you're going to go right now, like those numbers are like rookie numbers, right? Because they killed a lot more, right? And I can point you to when Trump, right, was with Netanyahu in the Oval Office, and they were talking about Gaza, right? And he was saying some numbers of the people that are still in Gaza that were kind of like, in line with the Lancet predictions of how many people were actually killed in Gaza, right? Because most likely he's getting like these numbers from the estimations of like the IDF, right? Because they kind of know how many people they're killing, right? They're probably pretty decent at like counting them. They're just not telling everybody because they don't want to. Because if they would, that would be really nasty.
Okay, I got you. So you believe the 3% might be IDF propaganda?
Yeah, I have zero faith in the Israeli government and the IDF. They're lying their asses off all the time.
Okay, so the 3% comes from Hamas.
No, I don't care about, as I said, the IDF. When did Hamas say that? Can you give me like where Hamas said this, like the 3%?
Sure.
Okay, please give me the source in the side chat.
Okay. Sorry, how do I use the chat? I'm pretty new to Discord.
Side chat.
Tagged you.
Hover over where it says recording live, and there's like a little bubble for like a chat box. It says open chat. You click it, and then it opens to the side.
Okay. Look this up on chat.
That's where I put the other things. I put the other things in there too.
Okay, do you see my message? Just search that up on ChatGPT or Claude or...
Oh, no, I don't want to go with ChatGPT. You said you have the source, right? So you're coming in and saying that Hamas actually went out and said there's 3% people that were killed in Gaza from the population of Gaza, right? And now what I want you to do, I want you to actually give me the source because you said it, right? Every time I said something, I actually gave you the source. When I cited what South Africa had in their document, I gave you in the side chat the South African case against Israel. When I talked about the Lancet study, I literally put in the side chat the Lancet study, right? So I gave my sources every time I said something. Now, your claim was that Hamas went in and they said that only 3% of people in Gaza were killed, right, during this war, right? So I want you to give me like the place where actually they said that.
I sent it.
That's a Wikipedia article. A Wikipedia article. Where do I find this thing in the Wikipedia article?
PBS.
Where do I find the Hamas thing?
It's PBS. No, that's on God. That was
water.
him.
It says the health ministry, part of the Hamas-led government, is staff, etc., etc. So it's by the Hamas-led health ministry.
Oh, that's it says has surpassed 73,000. The reality is like they have no way of knowing as of right now because as I mentioned previously, it's like one of the things that the war did and like the IDF did was like destroy the infrastructure. Can I finish my point? Because I did let you talk whenever you had to say something, right? I wasn't really interrupting you.
Sure, I'll let you finish your point.
So the thing is,
say one thing first? Can I just say one thing first?
I mean, sure.
Don't
like,
let him. He's going to keep on doing this. Don't let him.
With my making my point.
Don't let him. He's going to keep on doing it.
I'm also doubting that 3% number as well. I think that's way too low.
If I could just make a quick point here.
Don't let him.
I'm talking for 10, 20, 25 seconds each. Whenever I have to wait for a response, it takes about 2 minutes. So if you can just be a little bit more brief, I'd appreciate it.
Well, the thing is like whenever you're making like big claims, I have to explain a lot of things, right? It's like I can't. This is like a brief, right? It's like sometimes you have to say more words, right? And unfortunately, because it's like what you're doing, you're just doing hasbara right now with us because you're just taking these talking points. Because I've heard them like a million times because I debate Zionists on like a regular.
Hold on. What would be the percentage required in order for it to be considered a genocide? Would you say?
That's not how genocide works. It's not.
I'm asking. You pointed out the 2 to 3% statistic, so obviously it's relevant to you.
It's not. Okay.
Hold on. If the 2 to 3% is not relevant to you, then why are we talking about this?
Okay.
Why not stick to the why don't you? Let's go back to the same exact question, right? Okay, because I wrote down what you said. You were saying why are you not convinced that it was a genocide? And we talked about the buildings. You said it was 70%, yet the human casualties was 2 to 3%. So, since only 3% were killed, it's not a genocide. But since now you're saying as I am asking you,
Trust me, I got
what
the question.
percentage is required in your mind for it to be a genocide? You said that's not a requirement of it to be a genocide.
That's correct.
Okay, therefore, the previous argument that you made is entirely moot. So I'm going to ask you, why are you not convinced by genocide? Don't bring up the 2 to 3% number because it's not valid anymore.
That's not what I said. So I could have responded to your question the first time you asked it. Adding the additional context doesn't help me. I understood the question the first time. So, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying, like,
all right,
if you
I'm
could
done
just
with the
ask me
meta. Stop talking meta. Please address my question.
Okay. So what you said, I said isn't the case. I'm not saying that percentage is irrelevant for my question. I'm saying percentage is irrelevant without context. So to answer the question directly, the reason I brought up percentage is not because percentage killed is important, it's because percentage killed versus other things are important. So for example, percentage killed versus infrastructure destroyed is important because it demonstrates Israel's intent that they weren't looking to blow up people, they were looking to blow up as much of Hamas's.
That's just horseshit, that is. That's just complete horseshit. The largest munitions they have can only penetrate. Okay.
If you can make a quick point and I can respond to it.
No, don't dodge. Same question. Why are you not convinced by genocide? I'm expecting this percentage thing, and you were talking about infrastructure being destroyed. Go.
Okay. So I think I made my first point pretty clear, which is if they were targeting people, then you would have seen the numbers of people a lot higher. How is it that 70% of Gaza is destroyed or the buildings are destroyed, but a very, very, very small fraction of people?
Well, you don't have to destroy in whole. It just has to be in part, right?
Understood. That's why.
And is there an intent to destroy in whole or in part? And in the fact that you can't even recognize the difference between a Palestinian and Hamas.
Understood.
Also, the goal doesn't even have to be to kill everybody, right? The goal can just be take over Gaza as a territory, right? And now, what's the best way to do that? Well, you just need to get people away from their homes. You just destroy all the infrastructure because like 90+% of the housing is just destroyed in Gaza, right? And if you do that, it's all good, right? It's like you're just taking over the place as they're doing it right now, right? It's like they've just taken over and they're not leaving the place, and they're going to ethnically cleanse like the rest of Gaza.
I'm going to give them the last word, but I think I want to continue onward. I want to finish up with this and open up the calls again. So go ahead and finish up.
Wait, you guys asked me a bunch of questions. Let me ask you a few questions.
I asked you one question.
Okay.
Also, I did ask you one question and you didn't answer it. And my question was asked at the beginning of this whole conversation. Because I asked you, let's say it's a genocide, it's not a genocide, it's irrelevant. Do you think the Israeli response to October 7th is appropriate?
When you say appropriate, do you mean morally justified, or do you think it was smart on Israel's part?
Whatever you want to say is like, I just want to hear what your opinion is about this whole thing.
Okay. I think overall it was morally justified because they did their best to destroy as much infrastructure and reduce civilian casualties. Do I think it was smart on Israel's part? I don't. I think they should have went a lot less far.
All right.
So I'm looking here. Just a second, Amanda. Because I'm
looking
I'll let
here.
You finish
up,
I'm
we're
looking
gonna,
at this.
We're gonna move on. Okay, I gotta open up the calls.
Yeah, for sure. So I was looking. Just a second. Just a second, right?
Why did they get Palestinians to move out of their homes? That's what you said.
Because they want to take over the land. I already told you why.
Why didn't they kill them?
Right. So, but when I'm looking at the number, this number that you provided from the Gaza Health Ministry, right? So first of all, it's like according to a lot of people, apparently that's like a very, very floor. Like it's a very conservative conservative number. It's like the base
Conservative
minimum
according
of people
to
that were
One
killed
Health
in violent deaths, right? And
According to the
just keep this in
Hamas
mind.
One
This is
Health.
about violent deaths. I mean, I don't know why you keep interrupting me. It's like I never did that with you.
I can't make a point. I can't get a word.
No, because I'm talking right now and I'm giving you it's like what I'm because you said numbers, you said 75,000, and I had to go look it up and see exactly what's with the 75,000, right? And it's like again, it's like if you're just going to, I'm telling you right now because I looked it up, right? And this is a floor, right? It's not an overcount, and this is only for the violent deaths, right? It doesn't say anything of the people that died as a result of the destruction of the infrastructure, right? Because it's like when they're destroying the university, right? They're destroying Palestinian culture. When they're destroying churches,
The exact number is in the article. 73,000.
It's not an exact number. It's an estimation from the Gaza Ministry, which again is an estimate, right? And it's a conservative estimate. That's why I'm telling you.
People. 73,001 people is an estimate?
Yeah, do you know that people do estimates, especially when they don't really have a way to actually count how many people were actually killed?
Why wouldn't they round it off?
It's like how? It's like, do you think the Gaza Health Ministry right now has the infrastructure to actually count exactly how many people were killed? No, they don't. The reality is they stopped doing that a long time ago. They stopped counting that a long time ago.
Underestimating?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to move on because I'll be honest, hearing your pro-Israel arguments makes me sick to my stomach, and I'm going to move on. I appreciate your call, James. I hope we can continue conversations like this. And I do want to hear your positions. It's just, we've been talking about this for a while now, and I just want to move on.
Can I get one question in?
What is your question?
No, it's over, James. Come on.
Why? Okay, but you haven't answered my
What is your question?
You said...
Well, you haven't answered mine at all, but it's fine.
What is your question?
I have, and I'm happy to answer it again. But my question is...
Guys, phone lines are open, by the way. 202-998-5218. Call in.
Okay. Can I get my question in, please?
No, we got the phone call. Here we go. We're moving on. Sorry.
Dude, you literally are dodging my question.
You're on the line with First Amender.
Hi, this is Water. Since Dan, you muted me, I wanted to call in because maybe then I couldn't get muted.
Okay. So. What did you want to talk about?
Maybe. Yeah, Daniel said a lot of things that I thought were misinformation during that segment, and I wanted to talk about those. Is that all right?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so the first thing about the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, Daniel used this in comparison to October 7th, which is not only disgusting, but it was untrue. Hamas does not wear civilian uniforms, they do wear civilian clothes. They don't actually wear uniforms. The members of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, the members of the Polish Home Army, they wore uniforms. If you look at any of the pictures from that uprising, you can see that they were wearing Polish Home Army helmets. You'll see like it's basically the flag of Poland, but as an armband, either obviously on their arm or around their helmets. They wore Polish army uniforms. So what he said about that, even the Polish Ghetto Uprising, my point is that was a complete lie from Daniel. I don't know. Maybe it's misinformation. Maybe he just didn't know. But
all right. Just FYI, regarding like civilian, the only reason why I brought up Hamas and Palestinians and the fact that Hamas wears civilian clothing, I agree. The problem is that there is no distinction between a Palestinian and Hamas. Israel just has they can just frame it and say when they kill a bunch of civilians, oh, that was a Hamas base. The hotel and like with all of the toys, I can't tell you how many times I woke up looking at another bombing happening in Gaza and seeing toys on the ground. There's only one way you can have toys on the ground after bombing, right? That means there were kids there. That's how you know that happened. And
no, that means that
to sit there and like say, well, it was just all Hamas is, I think you're falling in for propaganda, and I'm not convinced, even after that conversation with James, that it's not a genocide.
Well,
Amanda,
so
can you read the thing that I'm going to put in the chat?
That only proves there were toys there, right? Like in specific reference to this, right? There's a problem. Israel does bombings a little different than most countries. Israel has dedicated teams of people who will call these homes, and essentially they will call and they will ask for the head of the household, as is, culturally acceptable within Gaza, and they will tell the family to move. Either that, or they'll do famous roof knocking. They'll release pamphlets. I'm not sure how popular the pamphlets one is, but usually roof knocking over the calls, and they'll be given X amount of time, usually it's in hours, to move. That means you can't take toys, you have to take clothes, you have to take food, you have to take water, all the essentials, you have to move out of that area. Does that make sense?
I understand that.
Right. It's like when we see the toys on the ground, right? It doesn't mean that there were children in that bombing. That means that there were children at some point, right? There were children.
Are you
that
aware
were
of
in
what
that
happened
house.
in Rafah?
Yeah. Well, you have to be more specific.
Yeah, so the Israeli military ordered millions of Palestinians in the northern and central Gaza to evacuate south to Rafah, and they labeled it as a safe zone. Do you remember this?
Mm. Right, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then after they had moved to the quote-unquote safe zone, the Israeli military launched extensive airstrikes and a ground invasion on Rafah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the safe zone that you're referring to, right? That was meant to be an area. They were trying to move civilians out of the north because they were conducting a invasion of the north. The United States did something very similar.
Hold on. Stop for a second.
Okay.
You were arguing earlier, hey, listen, they've got, they talked to the head of the household and they told the family to move and they roof knock and they release pamphlets. They're telling people that they're given time to move. And I'm giving you this is what I just said is fact-based. That's not up for debate or contention. You can look that up, that they did tell civilians to go to Rafah and then they bombed Rafah.
Right.
That did happen. We know that happened. Okay.
Right. If I was allowed to finish, I would have addressed that.
Okay. So don't waffle about, because it's obvious to me that I don't find it to be appropriate that it's like, well, look, they gave pamphlets. I don't give a fuck if they gave pamphlets. They told people to go to places that they then bombed.
Right. I was going to address that, but you interrupted.
Go for it. Please explain, because I don't understand it.
Sure. When you designate a safe zone, right, that's supposed to be an area where only civilians are going. The problem is that Hamas, as typically happens, was hiding among the civilians that were moving to the south. So there were precision strikes conducted in these refugee camps that were targeting Hamas.
And you find that to be an appropriate explanation why they bombed thousands of civilians, because there's Hamas riddled in with it. Mind you, you have no identifying characteristic to a Hamas agent to just a Palestinian.
Yeah, so they weren't bombing thousands of civilians in those strikes in the refugee camps.
They launched extensive airstrikes, dude. This is not a question of debate. That's not a debatable question or a debatable statement. That's fact.
Undeniable. Yes, nobody's debating that.
Okay, so then I don't understand how you're justifying this, acting as if that Israel is out for the safety of Palestinians when there is empirical proof that they literally told them to go to place and then they bombed them.
Okay, so you keep saying they bombed them. You're obviously implying that they were bombing civilians, right? If you want to,
because there's no distinction between Hamas and Palestinians.
All airstrikes. I don't know if you're assuming that all airstrikes are going to be like high explosive munitions that are meant to devastate a wide area of effect. Most of these strikes were precision strikes.
No, I'm providing a clear rebuttal to what you said. Your rebuttal, your statement was, listen, they're warning them. They're letting them know. But I'm giving you an example where they warned them and then they literally did the thing, taking advantage of that warning to bomb Palestinians.
You're ignoring the part where they're targeting Hamas and precision strikes. These are not.
You have no
these
way
aren't
to distinguish between
aren't,
Hamas
these aren't
and
like
a Palestinian.
carpet bombing campaigns. These are precision
Bro,
strikes.
this is
They're
it,
meant to
dude. Guys,
target
cooked.
specifically Hamas.
Daniel, he's cooked. Are you okay?
Dude, he just literally in the side
Well, yeah,
chat
I'm
he
just
said
trying
that
to
the
finish my
civilian
point, right?
uniform
You interrupted
is a
it.
uniform.
Like, you
A
said
All right,
civilian
we'll
clothes
finish
are
it. We'll
uniforms.
finish up because I don't find this at all convincing, not even remotely.
Well, sure. Do you understand there's differences between like airstrikes and like what loads they're carrying, like what bombs are being used for airstrikes?
Sorry,
literally using
must have
2,000
been-
pound
It
bombs.
must have been an environmentally friendly airstrike. I apologize.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Was a
talking
bigger
about
strike.
different payloads and different types of bombs. Do you understand the difference between those? Like there are different
Oh
types
yeah,
of bombs.
yeah.
for different
Sorry,
types
it was
of
it was
missions.
a happy. It had a smiley face on it. Maybe
No,
it was
didn't have
smaller. It was a
smiley
little
face on it,
smaller and
Chris Amender.
targeted.
I don't appreciate the dishonesty, Amanda. Okay,
I'm
I
not
know
dishonest.
you're, good faith,
You're the one.
usually.
You're the one bringing it up. Precision
Right,
strikes.
I'm bringing up.
They
different
told
bombs.
them
They're
to
different
go
bombs
to
for different
Rafah, and then they bombed Rafah. Rafah
Amanda,
is
you
rubble
understand they
right
were
now.
targeting
Like, what do you
Hamas.
mean?
They were targeting
It was
Hamas,
precision,
Amanda.
guys.
Why do you think Hamas was in a civilian safe zone in the first
All right.
place?
Well. All right. Finish up because holy crap, dude. This is.
I just want you to engage with what I'm saying instead of like making up like eco-friendly bombs and smiley face bombs. Like I would genuinely.
You're the one
appreciate
making
any
the
sort of,
argument
like,
that it was
actual,
they're
like,
precision airstrikes, so therefore it's justified. Makes
yeah,
no sense.
Absolutely. If you're not targeting civilians, and
Why would you
civilians are
tell
not
people that
being,
it's safe
hit as
over there and
collateral
then
damage,
bomb
that's
the
a
place
justified
that's
strike.
safe?
Correct. Hold a minute. That only applies if Hamas isn't in those places. You know that,
Okay.
right? Those are
But you can't
civilian
determine
safe
the
zones.
difference between Hamas and a Palestinian. We're just going
You
in
think
circles,
Israel has
man.
no idea?
It's
Ron,
good
do you think
talking.
Israel
It's
seriously
good
has
talking
no
to you,
idea
Water.
who's Hamas?
I'm moving on. I'm so done talking with this topic. Is there any way
We
we can?
get it.
I'm going to
Yeah,
move
you won't
on.
engage. We
Appreciate
get
it,
it.
Water. Bye bye.
No.
Holy
Amanda,
crap,
you
dude!
don't get it. On one hand, you
They
can't
put
really tell
pillow.
apart
It was made of
a
pillows.
Hamas fighter.
It was a
and
carpet
civilian.
bomb pillow
But
fight.
Yeah, but on the other hand, they did targeted strikes against Hamas fighters that they couldn't tell apart from civilians. Wait a second, something's not adding. Oh my god.
All right, we got a phone call. Here we go. You're on the line with First Amender.
Hey, Amender. You might recognize me, but I'm not here to troll you. I'm being entirely good faith. I just want to ask you a hypothetical based on the truck video you made.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say hypothetically, you got two trams, right? You know, and one tram has a is that the lever, right? Right? You know what I'm talking about, right? The classic tram, the line A, line B. So line A has basically it results in the death of say 20 million people, right, long term. However, it will save the lives of about 50,000 children in the interim. You don't know the time scale of 20 million people that are going to die. You just know that there's a possibility, right, that may happen. Now, timeline. Now, line B is you have.
Are you just bringing up the trolley dilemma?
Yeah, the trolley. I mean, I already said that. I already established that. You
So
know, let me
two
let me
trams,
finish,
one.
Yeah. So
My answer
so
is to
tram
not
B,
act.
right? Or
My
tram
answer
line
is
B.
to not act.
What?
My answer is to not act.
Wait, so you're willing to let kids die in order to just not let anything happen? Like,
Yep.
I mean, then why'd you make the video about the trucks then? Because the reason why that we have like these large
I don't
trucks
understand
is
your
due to
logic.
emission you don't
What does the
understand
trolley
logic
dilemma have to
regarding
do with my
emission
truck
regulation.
argument?
That was the hypothetical. Why did you not want to engage in the hypothetical, Mender? There's a reason why that I don't actually talk to you, debate you in good faith at all anymore. Bro, when I actually am trying to be good faith, you're like, no, I don't want to engage with it.
I was just
right?
asking what relation does the trolley dilemma have to do with my truck video?
I was establishing that, right? It involves
Right.
emission guidelines, right? So Tram A, right? You reduce emission guidelines, that way you make vehicles smaller, but it results in the death of like, you don't know how many people will die. That's why I just threw the number out, like 20 million, right? Because you don't know the exact number of the deaths, right? Meanwhile, Tram B, you keep everything the same in order to save the environment, but you have the increased cost of life of kids dying, right? Which one are you going to choose, Tram A or Tram B? Or Tram Line A, Tram Line B?
So, to be clear, right, you're saying that you make vehicles smaller, but results in the death of 20 million people, or Tram B, where you save the environment and it doesn't cause kids to die? I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Because the death of kids will remain the same, right, with Tram B, because you're not making any changes to the emission guidelines, because like I said, right, if you know anything about federal and U.S. code and the loopholes around it,
is there any way you can clearly define your trolley dilemma?
I already established this, right? So
No, you
Line
did
A,
not.
right?
I'm writing down what you're saying. It's confusing.
You
Help me out.
modify the emission law. Okay, so Tram Line A, you modify the emission law so that way companies companies can produce smaller vehicles that are not as emission efficient, right? But it's cheaper to produce, and in doing so, people are going to buy those vehicles that are smaller, and as a result, less kids are probably going to die because of the fact that they can see the kids.
Okay.
Now Tram Line B is that you keep the emission laws the same, and you have still the same amount of deaths of kids. Which you want to choose?
Hold on. So on Tram A, I wrote down what you said. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting it correct. You're saying Tram A is modify the emission law so companies make smaller vehicles cheaper to produce. Doing so, people buy vehicles and less kids die.
Yes, it's a rough hypothetical.
And Tram B is you keep the emission laws the same and still have the same amount of death of kids as Tram A.
Yes.
Why would Tram B result in the same amount of deaths?
Because I already established, Minder, that the reason why that we have these emission laws, or the reason why we have these large vehicles, is due to the current emission laws. We have loopholes that companies use in order to produce larger vehicles, because if you have a vehicle that exceeds a certain tonnage point in the United States, you can produce that vehicle with less restrictions on emissions. So you can produce larger and larger vehicles that will effectively be less emission friendly, or because of the fact that it's a loophole. It's a nice little loophole that built in.
Stink, what was my question?
I already told you, like, did you not even listen to me?
Because you didn't answer my question at all, not even remotely.
Dude, I already established it. Okay, dude, how do you not understand this, right? So, is there currently emission laws in the United States, right? Correct?
Yes.
All right.
So,
are you aware that companies produce larger emission-based
I wrote down what you said. Hey,
vehicles?
chill, Stink. My question was, why would Tram B result in the same deaths as Tram A?
Oh, no. So, okay. So I think you misunderstood me, right? So Tram B results in the same amount of deaths that are currently happening right now as per your NHTSA death video, right? That's in the stats. But the
That's not in the
state,
stats.
right?
Tram B literally results in more deaths.
How? You don't know. Like I already established.
We do
that,
know.
like,
I literally showed, if you remember in my video, I literally showed graphs that show that the light truck emission standards have resulted in more deaths, comparatively speaking, to non-light trucks.
Standards.
So yes, it is resulting in more deaths.
No, those are stats about accidents. Like your video literally, like why are you saying
No,
it's
they're
emission,
literally
right?
deaths. They are deaths. They're referring to deaths, not just accidents.
Yeah, accidents of light trucks, right? Correct. So okay, so Amanda, right? So are you saying that these stats also include emissions? Like, do you have a way of concretely identifying that within the NHTSA.
Well,
I
considering
downloaded them, and they refer to it
the
specifically as
emission standards have led to light trucks getting bigger and bigger, having larger and larger front areas, and enabling it so where kids is harder to be able to see, which resulted in more deaths of people. Yeah, actually, yes, the emission standards have resulted in more deaths.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying that you would prefer Tram A to Tram B.
I would, but just so you're aware, Tram B would not have the same amount of deaths. It would be more. And in fact, that is the case. It is more.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm proposing that, like, you reduce emission regulations on vehicles so that way we can produce smaller vehicles and less kids die.
Yeah, closing the loophole for emission regulations would be very beneficial, for sure.
Okay. So my question to you is this: that why are you so like pursuing on like this like climate stuff when even though like these policies that were enacted back in 2009, 2010, 2011, right? But like they resulted in these vehicles being produced in mass, like long term.
I mean, it's possible that loopholes get written. I mean, a lot of this stuff is there to benefit the car manufacturers. So, I mean, if it resulted in a negative implication, I would say, let's fix it.
Would you be open to modifying the emissions so that way we can have like less emissions regulations so that way we can produce smaller vehicles? Or are you just looking to seal the loophole?
Yeah, I would just look to seal the loophole. It's ridiculous that we have this. They are ridiculous vehicles and they destroy people's lives, and they look stupid as hell, and they're not efficient at all.
Well, the reason why they look like that is also, again, due to the regulations that I'm talking about, or legislation that I'm talking about that passed, and that in order for a vehicle to survive 3 times the rollover, you have to make them look like that. Basically, you have to give them wider roof bars in order for them to take a hit. So the reason why all these vehicles look ugly and all this stuff is due to safety and environmental regulation standards that have increased.
Okay, but there's currently a loophole for light trucks.
Before you make that video?
There's currently a loophole for light trucks.
Oh yeah, because
for these that's why they can get away with like a 15 mile per gallon. That's why they can, because they're labeled as a light truck. They don't have to abide by the standard regulations of other cars. And I would say close that loophole.
So instead of like making cars cheaper to produce, so that way people can buy cheaper cars, you just want to just close that loophole, and trucks will increase.
The trucks are not cheaper to produce. They're very expensive. They're some of the most expensive vehicles that people buy. People will end up with $1,200, $1,300 a month bills because they're sitting there buying a $100,000 truck.
The reason why people are buying a $100,000 truck is because people don't want to buy a $50,000 or $75,000 sedan when they can buy a $100,000 vehicle that can potentially provide more value. Like this is like economics 101. Like think about it. Would you?
I'm saying like you were arguing that if we have these regulatory standards, it would increase the price of the truck. But that's not true, because right now the value of these trucks are way above what most people are willing to pay. So you making an argument saying that it's that the lack of these regulations make it cheaper is not true.
Well, that's entirely true, because in 2003 you can buy a Cavalier or a Lexus for roughly $20,000, $30,000, maybe, or better yet, if you want to go back to 1992, you get your hands on a Corolla for $13,000. Now, if you adjust to inflation, it's more expensive, but that's still like roughly around $33,000, $40,000. That's still significantly cheaper than a $100,000 truck.
I agree.
Yeah, the reason why they
so why not close the loophole so we don't have these big giant trucks that are killing people driving around?
And how are you going to do that, Minder? How are you going to close the loophole?
A regulation.
So you're proposing that instead of like lessening regulation, so that way companies are more willing to take a loss risk because like producing
They're
a
not
vehicle,
taking a
especially
loss
small
risk.
economy vehicles.
They're practicing a business model that is entirely unsustainable.
When you produce a smaller vehicle, that is a loss risk. Like do you not know this? Like do you not read like the billing of any vehicle you buy? Because you do know that when you buy a vehicle, you can look at the cost of billing when it comes to that. Like every sedan that was made like in between the years 1990 to 2010 were actually loss vehicles. Like they were designed deliberately for the company to lose money, but they were considered economy vehicles. Like they were produced in mass so that we could buy them affordably. But with the increase in environmental regulations, you can no longer produce those vehicles at a loss anymore because they're going to be total losses. Why would a company be invested in producing total losses when in reality they can just produce a $100,000 truck and that probably costs them $50,000 to produce?
Have you seen the Slate electric truck?
You mean so you mean the electric vehicle fad that's dying out? Like I don't get what you're saying. Like, are you just saying that we should look at electric vehicles, which it's like I know offense, but have you not noticed a change in tone when it comes to all these companies? They no longer care about electric vehicles because
of the Trump administration. I agree. Yeah, they completely
it's because of
undid
AI,
all. Anyway, if you take a look, have you seen the Slate electric truck?
Amanda, who was president in 2024?
Have you seen the Slate electric truck?
I don't know why. I think Amanda, I think it's like those are trucks. Let me ask you.
Guess how much the Slate electric truck is.
Amanda, why don't you answer my question? Who was president in 2024?
Guess how much the Slate electric truck is.
Who was president in 2024? Because that will probably answer your question.
Joe Byron.
Okay, so Joe Biden, right? So are you aware that Joe Biden allowed for law subsidies to happen when it comes to electric vehicles?
I'm saying like we've lowered emission standards and we've wanted to lower that, and we've created larger and larger vehicles, and they're only getting more and more expensive.
We never lowered emission standards.
Also, Donald Trump was also elected in November 5th of 2024. But anyway, so just to be clear, right, the Slate, if you look right here, is apparently a simplicity and modular truck that's much smaller, and it actually has a pretty large boot, and it's only $25,000. Not bad, right? Cheap, modular.
Yeah, and
electric,
are you aware
that
that truck? Okay, so are you aware that truck is cost due to subsidies that were provided from both Trump and the Biden administration? And not only that, that company has also announced that they're moving away from electric vehicles to robots.
They're taking pre-orders for the customizable EV with a base price of $24,950.
They're taking pre-orders because no longer be producing that. They already have stuff that's lined up, right? Same thing with the Cybertruck. Remember the Cybertruck and how that was going to be super cool, super revolutionary?
The Cybertruck was awful, and I did not think that it was good. I thought it was terrible. Even from then, it's this giant, huge 6,000-pound behemoth. Again. That is super inefficient and giant and ugly, and I hate it.
Okay, I know why you're going with these weird tangents, so that we're going to stay on topic about this thing rather than your personal opinion on trucks, right? I'm talking about how, again, right?
Isn't that what this is all about? It's talking about my video.
Yeah. Which that's why I posit the hypothetical, because you're concerned about kids dying, right? Or just people dying from these large, ugly vehicles, right? In which I have proposed either, hypothesis A or hypothesis B. You choose hypothesis A, it seems, or rather you just want to close the loophole and just keep the vehicles relatively expensive. And now you're pointing to a subsidized truck company that is no longer producing these trucks after this model year, and they're going to move to AI and robotics like all the other big tech companies are, or tech companies are.
I don't know what you want me to say with that. I don't know what else you want from me. Regarding your hypothetical is invalid in reality. Tram B does not have does not result in the same amount of deaths.
Again, this
it would
is
result
why
in
I don't.
more
Remember,
deaths
this is
than
why I don't
tram
debate
A.
with you, right? Because you didn't even want to engage with the fucking hypothetical.
Okay, if it
Like,
was
why,
the same
why,
amount
like, you
of
want to know
tram,
what
if
a
it is the same
hypothetical
amount of
is?
death
It
of
is
kids,
a funny
then I
what
would
if.
then I would
You
want
don't
tram
need to take
A.
it seriously, and the fact that you're okay, cool, okay, awesome. All right, I want to leave you alone
But
now.
just
I hope you have a
FYI,
good day.
tram B and tram A, this is already it's invalid because tram B would not result in the same amount of deaths. It would result in more because we can empirically show that to be the case. Did he hang up? He hung up.
Did he? He hung up. Okay. I
Stinkdink is
didn't know.
wild, bro. Stinkdink
Yeah, he
crashes
is
out
wild.
over the littlest thing.
I mean,
I
it's
don't know
like,
why.
dude, it's like, is it weird to kind of like understand the fact that the American car industry was incentivized
Give me a
by
second.
the
I'm going to use
state
the bathroom, but
to
continue.
build bigger and less efficient than like other brands? That's the only reason you have like these huge freaking trucks in the United States,
The funny thing
and
is when
they're
you
not
brought
better
up
for anybody.
the funny thing is when
Sorry,
you
can
brought
you
up the
repeat?
Cybertruck, it uses a very
Oh, such a
specific
shit one.
high strength stainless steel because it has to re-enter the fucking atmosphere. Now, I'm going out on a limb here. When I drove to my local co-op, I go out on a limb here. I did not have to re-enter the atmosphere at like Mark 20.
You didn't?
No.
That is
I don't know how I
weird
done it.
that you didn't have to.
Uh,
Yeah, I think you were doing it wrong, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should get better at driving
It's all these
and
liberal
re-entering the
drivers.
atmosphere. Also, it's dude, like having a stainless steel body for your car is so shit. It's
no,
like the worst
fine
thing.
having stainless steel. It's just the alloy. It's just impractical for motor vehicles.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
there's a
way
reason
too
why people
expensive. It's
paint the
difficult
cars.
to work with. It's a gimmick.
Yeah, I mean,
They had
it
to
is,
invent
at the
an
end of the day.
entire. They had to invent an entire new manufacturing technique to work with it. I believe, like it was some kind of cold forging.
Yeah, but it's like whatever. It's not gonna help you. It's like you're gonna get stains on it. It's going to degrade faster.
Well,
it's
that's what
not
you've got
good.
protective primers for. I mean, all cars are covered in
Yeah, I
primers.
mean, that's why
and even the
painting your
paint.
car is. Yeah, paint is good
I'm
for the
back.
cars. It protects the body.
So we are
it
taking
literally
calls.
protects the thing underneath.
We are taking calls. Phone numbers 202-998-5218. Right now, I'm playing RuneScape, and get this, Daniel. Did you see my bank?
Dude, so many sharks.
Did you see how many sharks I got? Did you see how many of them were cooked?
I saw you have a lot.
I only
what was
burnt,
the burnt percentage?
I only burnt like 200 out of like over 2,000. So that's amazing.
yeah.
That is an incredible number. I was super happy with that. I was like,
it's kind of
hell
like
yeah.
10%, right? 10% is fine, I guess.
I mean, it would have been like 30% if I didn't have those cooking gauntlets.
Yeah,
They're
probably.
sick.
I mean, again,
Just saying.
I don't know because I haven't played the game.
It was great. This
I
game's
couldn't
great.
tell
This
you.
game's awesome.
Oh, that's what somebody that invested a lot of years into the game would
This
say.
is a great game.
I mean, I
Anyway.
know it's a great game because like a lot of people play it.
Yeah.
Now, are you like fishing right now, or?
Yes, I'm getting more sharks. Because
Oh,
normally I would
that's
do a
kinda
Zol.
shocking if you ask
Normally,
me.
honestly, like I'm ready to do a Zolra runs right now. Like I could just go do Zolra, but I have to like devote all of my like attention. You know what? We're like at the end of our show. Maybe you know what? Let's do a Zolra run so you guys can see that I have learned how to Zolra. You want to see that? Are you interested in seeing that?
Another Thursday, another live from Amanda.
You wanna
He
see-
doesn't know how to do it.
I don't know how to Zolra. What? How dare you?
I'm joking. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Yeah, obviously.
I will show you Zolra. Watch. So let me just take these cooking gauntlets and put them
I
away.
like the art style. I like the
Where's
art
the
style
glove?
for like
Where's
the inventory and stuff
Where's my gloves
in this
at?
game.
I don't think I have. Oh, here we are. Cooking gauntlets. Yay. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and we're gonna deposit this. We got the shark here. I don't need them. We're gonna put them up here where the raw stuff is. And then we have got some molds here. We'll deal with that later. Here, let me just empty all this stuff. And then we're depositing my fish barrel, depositing the harpoon. Okay, we need supplies. We need stuff. What do we need? We need these, right? This teleports to monastery. This takes us to the fairy ring. Ahrim's hood, fire cape. This fire book, amulet of glory. Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. What else? What else? What else? Let's equip all this. Equip, 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 and equip. All right, so let's just take a look and see what our equipment
boss
looks
drop?
like. We don't need we don't have a ring. Okay, he drops a couple of things, right? We're looking for a serpentine visage, and we're looking for a toxic blowpipe part. If we can get either of those, bro, we're cooking. Okay. I love how it's playing Zulrah music right now. I didn't do that. It just did that on its own. That's actually wild. All right, hold on. Let me go back to Indian mode.
You're forgetting something.
What?
A fishing rod, because aren't you fishing for conservatives?
Oh yeah, no, we're not. I'm gonna show you the Zulrah run, okay? All right, so here we go. Right, I'm an Iron Man, and so I don't have access to like really high level potions to be able. So I have to use anti poisons for this. Normally, you need an anti venom for this fight, but I can't make anti venoms because like the requirements for anti venoms is insane. It's like insanely high. I'm an Iron Man. I don't have the money, nor do I have the ability to do that. So anyway, we have the blood rune here. We got to get a ring of recoil. So we're going to get a couple of those. Wear one of them. We need the ring of recoil here. Okay. And now we need the swap heals, right? So this game is really specific where apparently because the game operates on a tick system, you can only eat so much or do so much things in like a single tick, right? Or 0.6 seconds. And so there's actually a weird mechanic where you can actually eat a hard food and a soft food within the same tick. This is super useful if you're like taking a crap ton of damage from, you know, a monster, and you can just heal a lot very, very quickly. Anyway, so that's what that is. All right, so I'm going to show you Zulrah fight. Here we go. Zulrah fight incoming. All right, so step one, make our way to Zulrah. All right. Here we go. This is a destination
Also,
DKR.
today you fished a bit too hard, Amanda.
Why?
You fished so hard.
I did. I fished really
you pulled
hard.
in Zionists. Yeah. It's like... I mean, these last callers like Water and James,
Awful.
you know, the
It's
Zionists.
awful.
Like the worst
Hold
people.
on. All right, so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it should be, let me see. We're looking for, BJS. This is it. So this is the
Is that
island
like a
near
teleport
Zolandra.
machine?
Yeah, it's a teleport. Yeah. It's not a machine. It's a fairy ring. It's using fairy magic. Anyway, wield the Staff of Air. We've got our spell selected. We've got our book. We are ready to fight Zulrah. All right, so this is so easy. Take notes. You're going to need to take notes because you're going to have to down Zulrah yourself. You got this.
Of course.
All right. All right, so here we go. We got enough run energy. We're ready to go. So I'm just going to turn on Mystic Might, which just increases your magical attack and defense by 15%. And it increases your magic strength by 2%. So it's fabulous. Anyway, here we go. And then we're just going to quick board. Zulrah Shrine. Step 1, move to this exact spot. That exact spot. Attack him. Hit him 3 times. 1. 2. 3. Get over here. Now keep hitting him. Go right here. All right, we don't know what he's going to be. It looks like he's magic phase. This is the shittiest phase available, so we're going to have to deal with that, but that's fine. It'll be good practice. We're already taking hits. We're in the right spot, though, so we're doing the right thing. Come on. He's going to go into ranged mode. We're already protect from range preemptively because you need to. If you don't, you take a crap ton of damage. Anyway, he's gonna
Oh,
come
so
back
every,
and he's
every
gonna
square.
he's gonna go
has like a protection
into
for
a
something?
magic phase where we're just gonna avoid him completely. Magic phase is just really brutal. It's just a really difficult fight, so we're just gonna avoid it entirely. All right, and then he's gonna switch over to a melee phase. All right, melee phase.
Is that the best one?
I mean, his melee phase, he's going to attack this area, but we're like well out of his range. So we're good there. But we need to switch over to a range because he's going to switch to range himself. As soon as he dips down, I'm going to just single tick, eat, drink here, kill him. Try to get as much hits as we can. This is already not a good run because I'm not dealing a lot of damage to him. But we need to do what we can.
Is that like a random number?
Yeah, it's a total. It's a roll.
Oh, it's 941. Free. Ugh, that is bad.
No, but it's okay.
22.
Wow, what am I getting hit by? That was wild. Oh, crap. 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 Messed up. Messed up. Messed up. Eat, 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 eat. I don't like Magic Phase. Magic Phase sucks. This is the problem of Magic Phase. I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to make it. We got to go. Yeah, this is not working. We're leaving. I died. Damn it.
Oh,
It was a bad phase. Bad. Not a good start, but we can do it. I swear to you, we can do it. That was shit. That was garbage. I did bad. I could have done better. Let me, yeah, we're just going to go over here. I actually have some Zolandra teleports, so I'm fine there. Let me see. Where's my Zolandra teleport? Here it is. So I can just actually just go straight to the priestess and get my equipment back. But I believe once you hit 50 KC, you have to pay 100K every time you die to him. So I'm hoping that I can get something maybe before 50 KC. But I don't know. It's not looking good. All right, we'll try one more time. Hopefully we don't get that magic phase. I don't like that magic. Magic phase is just super tough. It's hard. It's just a difficult. It just makes it way harder for no reason. Anyway, we'll do one more. All right, so pray at the altar. I think we're already, we're already full on prayer. We just have to restock our stuff. So you can see we got only one shark. I tried to teleport right at the last minute, but just tick system, bro. Tick system. All right, here we go. All right. One more shot. Speaking of which, I'm running out of prayer potions. I'm going to need prayer potions soon. That's a whole other can of worms that I'm going to have to take on. Anyway, we're going to withdraw 11 shark. Same thing as before. Same setup. What? Oh. Need one of these. And then we're just going to take one of these. We need these. If you don't have a ring of recoil, you're dead. So you need to have ring of recoils. All right, I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and try again. Hopefully we don't get the shitty phase. That magic phase is the worst. It's only one of 4 phases. Or patterns, rather. And it was just unfortunate.
And that's also like random, right?
Yeah.
Like every
I've
time.
only done that phase like maybe a couple of times, like a few times. What's
the best phase?
The ranging phase. Like if he disappears under the water after the first set, and then he'll be off to like the left in like a green form, that's ranging phase. It's really good. Lots and lots of damage availability. It's nice and easy. When he's ranging, he takes the most damage. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Well, I mean, you know, even if he's melee phase, that's not bad either, right? I don't like that particular.
It's just
phase.
the magic.
Yeah, the magic sucks. Anyway, it's not that I can't beat magic. It's just it's just a lot harder for no reason. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, move over here. Keep hitting him. We're getting better hits, which is nice. All right, so that's melee. So that's also fine. It's not horrible. It's a lot better than... So you just have to move like as soon as like he switches over and then he's going to go into magic phase. I like to move over here and avoid him completely. Yeah, he won't be able to attack me while he's doing that. So we're going to switch over to range because he's going to immediately spawn in his range. And as long as he's on that right side, we know that we're on, I think this is like 3rd set phase. Anyway, so here we go. Zulrah.
And they're already doing like a lot better.
Just smacking him. Yeah, he's gonna disappear and turn into do a magic phase. So we're gonna just walk behind and avoid him. Yeah, it's just magic. Magic phase is just brutal, bro. It's just a difficult run. All right. All right. So we're just gonna heal up, considering I don't deal a lot of damage during that phase. Anytime he's magic, it's just hard to hit him. Anyway, so he's melee. We're going to switch over to ranged in just a second. All right, he's ranged, so we got to stand here. He's going to hit. And we're taking poison damage, so we just need to take some of that real quick. All right, we're going to move here and avoid him. Avoid the magic. Yep, that's avoided. Just take a potion here. One of these. Okay. And I think as long as we... okay, I think we're going to be entering into Jad phase, which is basically having to swap prayers. So, mage, range, mage, range, mage, range, mage, range, and that's it. Good.
Okay, you're actually doing so much better now. Holy
We gotta
shit.
move over here.
What a difference.
It's turning into ranged mode. It resets the rotation. Though sadly, we're not dealing that much damage. We need to do more.
I mean, now the last two were pretty good.
Yeah, these are good. Good hits. Can't take that call right now. Give me a sec. Just gonna go into mage form. Gonna move in here. Just
Is he?
avoid him
Of
completely.
course he is.
Yep. Yeah, because you could see it right here on the side. You can't see it on the stream though, because it's
okay.
kind of covering by
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, that is true. I didn't see that.
All right, so he's rightmost, so we should be able to kill him here. This should be it.
Ooh, you did some good
Hopefully,
damage there.
hopefully. Come on, kill him.
Ooh, another
I
good
would
one.
really like him dead.
That was pretty good. Like the damage was like decent.
Fuck. This is not good. This is not good. We're in a phase that I'm not aware of. Fuck, this is that one random phase that's hard to fucking determine. Man, this is not good. Just stand here. Just wait. Come on. Alright, we're just going to turn into magic and hopefully we can kill him quick. Come on, kill him.
Come on,
God,
more damage,
these
more damage.
Freaking magic phases
Come on,
suck.
more damage.
Yeah, it's just because he's
Wow.
magic. He's just very highly resistant.
Oh, because you're also dealing damage with magic.
This should be it. This is it.
Come on, kill him. Kill
This
him.
is it.
Oh,
No,
come
this
on,
is
more
it.
damage.
He's done. Come
more
on,
damage.
hit him.
More damage.
Oh my god, this is so brutal. This is a really long fight for no reason.
Yeah, you can see that. Come on, more. Another one. Another one. Another good one, and he's dead. Another. Come on, dead. Dead.
That's
dead.
it. That's it.
No.
That's it. He's dead.
Did he?
He's dead. Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, he died. Oh, okay. Monterey, Dragon
I just
Man.
got a Dragon Med Helm? Holy shit, that's actually pretty good. Nice. Okay, it's not horrible. I mean, it's not great, but it's not horrible. Anyway, we need to get the hell out of here. That's cool. That was cool. This Dragon Med Helm, that's a good. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. All right, we might die. We might die. Yeah, we might die here.
What?
I got
Are you
7
poisoned or
seconds. Yeah, I'm poisoned. I got 15. Hold on, 3 seconds. Oh boy, 1 second and then 11 damage. Ugh. All right, but let's see. Can I make it? 14, 13. No, I think I'm dead. I think I'm gonna die right here. I'm gonna die. Hold on. Can I make it? Can I make it to the bank? Make it to the bank. 2, 1. No, I don't think I'm gonna make it.
And what happens? What happens when?
No, I
this happens?
just gotta run to my body quickly. But that's really close to the monastery, so I'm fine. That's pretty funny though.
Okay.
Anyway, you can kill. I can kill Zulra, but maybe it's a bit subjective as to how consistently I can kill Zulra. It's very difficult.
It's
It's
like
hard.
you don't have a way to kind of like mitigate the damage that you're getting from like
I
poison.
mean, no more than I'm currently doing.
Okay.
Anyway, I just gotta
That sucks.
collect. I gotta collect it. Hold on, let me go collect my body. That's funny.
You do have to collect your body.
I
That
gotta
is-
collect my stuff. Hey, I still gotta, let's see. Return said you eat the shark. Oh, really? I had no food in my inventory. I was out for whatever reason. What was that? That was a 5-minute. That's the longest Zulra kill I've ever gotten. That is a really long Zulra kill. Look, you can see my PB is much higher. Anyway, let's loot. Yeah, my PB is half that. All right, let's take this and the
Oh,
bones. Okay.
Happens.
Anyway, where the Ahrim? Where? Anyway, Zulra, everybody. Anyway, if you guys are not subscribed, do subscribe. Forever Rain says, why did you not bring anti-venom? Because I'm an Iron Man. Iron Man is, I don't have like, what is the herb lore required for anti-venoms? Super anti-venoms? Let's look. Let's see. A super anti-venom. Let's see. There's an anti-venom plus 94. Just so you're aware, by the way, how XP works in this game, 92 is halfway to 99.
Oh.
Okay? It's exponential. It is this insane cliff. And because I'm an Iron Man, I can't just like buy materials. I have to go out, hunt the materials, and then use the materials for my leveling. So it's like, it just takes a lot longer to level up. And even if I have the money, it doesn't matter because you can't do this. Anyway, so I'll get there. Just Forever Rain is telling me to get good.
Well, I mean,
Why do you hate me?
It's kind of like a standard. It's a standard. Okay.
Hey, I got a Dragon Med
You
Helm.
just need
This
to
is
get
cool.
good.
This is freaking cool. I don't think you realize how cool that is. That's a really cool piece of equipment there. That's just neat. I also got some manta rays. These are worth. These have got good food. They're good food. Manta rays.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, they killed Steve Irwin, so they must be good.
Yeah, great food. All right, y'all. Thank
Great
y'all. I
food.
hope this is the show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't think I'm probably gonna have a video of the week based on the current debates. The Israel argument was good, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. They never do well in the algorithm because they're just they're so just contentious, nasty debates, and they're like actively going on, and it's not a good like situation. And so yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad for the whole everything. So I'm probably not gonna do a video on that. But what would I do a video on? Well, we'll see. You know, we always have our weekend debates, which are fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Le Greek Chef is telling me to go woke and go broke. Well, it's a good thing I'm not broke. So,
yeah,
we're good there. And I got my giant log out button. All right, everybody. Thank y'all very much. Have a great rest of your day. And if you guys are not part of the Discord, do join the Discord. We, I'm going to be hanging out in there, and we do, we allow debates, whatever. Even if you disagree with me or whatever, you can hang out. It's fine.